time for Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. Landon Schmidt producing. We're with you for the next 3 hours and plenty to discuss as we get you to the weekend. Masters round 2 underway. A lot of interesting things going on out there. We'll talk a lot about what's going on down at Augusta National throughout today's show. We'll also talk some wagering, as it will be a busy weekend in the sports world with all the baseball action, basketball action, Masters action that we have going. So we'll talk a lot of hoops, a lot of golf, some football, some baseball, a little bit of everything, even a little track and field. So stay tuned for that, which will be a lot of fun. So a lot to get into, but Brett, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing well. Some track and field with the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics rapidly approaching.
Yeah, it's going to be here before we know it, which is fun. You know, we always kind of that slow buildup that starts to kind of get even more and more bigger and louder until we ultimately get there in 2028. So, and obviously here in the United States will be a lot of fun.
I wonder how they're going to do the Olympic flame. I know for Atlanta it was great how, and some Winter Olympic sites as well, even since Atlanta, it was great how they crisscrossed the country. And I'm trying to think, it got close to us. We got real close to us for Atlanta. And where did they start? But I wonder how they would start that and what route they would take. And every place gets excited for it, and we will. So we will have that. Masters Friday, and it feels a lot like it did a year ago on a Masters Friday, doesn't it?
Yeah, no,
with Rory in contention, and there's a big difference.
Okay.
He got his he got his title last year. He got his green jacket. He got it. He got that extreme albatross off his back. He was heavy laden. There's just no doubt about it. Well, here's something that's very different than from a year ago. This time last year, we didn't know he was going to stiff Memphis. Mm-hmm. We know now that he did. Mm-hmm. You have to assume he will again, wouldn't you?
Yeah, man. I guess everything I know, I would have to assume that. Yeah.
I mean, what's changed? He's going to be in the Tour Championship 2 weeks after Memphis. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take a flyer and guess it's going to be at minimum warm, if not hot. And he does not want to sweat. Mm-hmm. None of them do. Unbelievable, the ultimate outdoor sport, and they do not want to play in anything over 82 degrees. They just don't. Mm-hmm. They don't like going to Atlanta to the Tour Championship 2 weeks after Memphis. And a week after Memphis this year, it's going to be in St. Louis at Bellerive. It could be a repeat of Memphis in humidity at Bellerive, and then down to Atlanta to East Lake. So what I would like to hear from people at the Sissy's Log Cabin text line, I really would, 901-360-8255. Never mind who you were for last year, because most of the golf world was pulling for Rory to do what he did. But now, knowing what you know, and with all this angst out there, with all this vitriol, with everybody so hot and bothered over LeBron's comments, what's the difference? What LeBron is saying, words versus actions from Rory McIlroy. How do you feel about him? Are you pulling for him?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would love to hear what people think, and obviously a good start from today. He's alone at the top through 7, and we'll see if he can keep this up and stay in the lead going into the weekend. Because there was a lot of questions about how he would look after winning that Masters last year, but so far it's been really, really strong for him. Had that bogey on 5 after 3 straight birdies to kind of start the day. So we'll see what he can do the rest of the way today.
And last year on Sunday it was him versus Bryson DeChambeau in a Ryder Cup year, but everybody was for Rory. That was the overwhelming sentiment. Okay, fine. And then he doesn't come to Memphis, and then he's public enemy number 1 at the Ryder Cup, as we always make the opposing team, and they do it as well, into boogeymen. But we know that he stiffed us last year. Not only did he stiff us last year, he stiffed Memphis last year in the year of the passing of Mr. Fred Smith, who with his company and his stockholders, they've put more money into pockets and bank accounts of golfers than any other entity ever known to American sport. And also the St. Jude aspect of it. What if Rory, coming off that thrilling Masters win that everybody was just boo-hooing and crying and so happy for him on Sunday, except for me, I was for Bryson. I'm always for the United States before the foreign player. We'll be on Sunday afternoon this year, regardless of who it is. But everybody pulling for him, but he comes into Memphis on that high with that popularity, in that green jacket, never mind what he could have done with sponsors and friends around town and an appearance or two at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, but just with ticket sales. I would say per day, I'm going to go low side. He would have at least sold 1,000 more a day. Is that fair, Bryant?
Do you really think so? I mean, I don't know. I'm genuinely asking. I really don't know.
Give me a number you think it might be, or
I
is it too hard to ascertain?
I think it's hard, and I'd probably be the last person to ask that and make a guess on that.
All right, let's say 200.
Okay, sure.
Let's say 200 tickets a day.
Yeah, I think, sure.
At $100 each for 4 days. And that's money right into St. Jude coffers.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
I don't know how anybody can be pulling for him this weekend, but I want to hear from people who you're pulling for. And do you have the contempt for Rory McIlroy that's been so boastfully exhibited by everybody about LeBron James with words? With words. Rory had actions. We'll have another action this August. And then if he does show this August, and I already know the resistance to this. Oh no, don't do that, because he might not come back next year. Don't ask that. We've had players of that prominence that have come through and not been told. No, nobody's told me. But don't go in on that guy. Don't ask, Well, like Phil, with some of the questions around Phil off the course, it was kind of understood. He's been great for the tournament. Just leave it alone. If Rory's here this year, doesn't the first question have to be to him, why this year and not last year, and last year in any visible way did you alert, send regrets that you weren't coming to anybody in the Smith family or FedEx? And do you regret not coming last year in the year that we could have celebrated your Masters win with you?
Yeah, no, I think it's a very fair question, and if he is here this season, and I hope that something along those lines does get asked, and at least we can kind of get some information on why not then but now. But like you said, I think everything would indicate if he didn't come last year, it's probably very up in the air on if he's coming this year.
4 months from today is the Monday of FedEx St. Jude Championship Week, 69th time the PGA Tour through Memphis. 4 months from today, Monday, August 10th, we won't be at the show out there that day, but we'll be out there earlier in the day for stuff and seeing what's going on. There will be media availabilities that day, and I don't know if his would be on Monday. That's probably more of a Wednesday thing if he did show. But it will get here. And again, I'm going to take a wild flyer that it'll be hot.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the safest bet.
If it's not, we got a heck of a story.
Well, that's true.
If it's 78 and kind of cool, we got a heck of a story.
Yeah, I think the safest bet on anything you can make about anything happening in August is that probably be hot at the golf tournament. It'll probably be some heat at the golf tournament. So yeah, we'll see. That'll definitely be a story. And obviously, if he wins back-to-back Masters, that will be a massive story in and of itself. But then it will become, will he come to Memphis this year? And like you said, I think would be still very up in the air no matter what happens over these next couple of days. But it has been a lot of fun out at the Masters round 2. Course a little more, a little easier for these guys. I think seeing it yesterday helped a lot of these guys kind of go out and attack it today. But you're seeing some good, you're seeing some bad still from guys. Even some of the top guys, you're seeing mistakes out there. The course is certainly tougher than a lot of people thought it would be, but I think guys are able to approach it differently today.
And it had to get dialed back a little bit because it had people outraged. Robert McIntyre, the most outraged. He only did what we all feel a lot of times, but it really wasn't the course's fault, Robert. It's not. I know we want to blame everything, the wind, the sun, the sprinklers, everything else, but that's not it. And he showed it on 15. 15 was close to out of hand yesterday. It was close to Augusta National, kind of going full Shinnecock Olympic U.S. Open out of whack.
Yeah, no, it was, and it was getting everybody. And you mentioned
that's
Robert
the key
McIntyre.
word. It got everybody.
Yeah, it did.
Everybody teed off from the same spot, and the pin didn't change for anybody, did it?
No, and so it was a bear for seemingly everybody yesterday, and so a little better today. You mentioned Robert McIntyre giving the bird on 15. He had a better day today, but will still miss the cut. That we'll see, somewhere probably around 4 over in that range somewhere. But yeah, Robert McIntyre, certainly that was interesting yesterday. Oh man, and he certainly doesn't hide any of his feelings. I like Bob McIntyre a lot. He's not afraid to show it.
Did you see the bird live?
I didn't see it live. No,
I did not. But I did see. It might have been even on 14 right before it, the hole before it. That makes sense. 14, 15. That the follow through and the errant shot, and then he takes another full swing at just at side, and a big old chunk of side popped up. They don't like that any more than the other display.
Yeah, that happened. He slammed his club twice yesterday outside of the bird. I think one might have been, like you said, before that 15. I know the second one was on 17. Where
that might have been the one.
But I know it happened before the birdie, so I don't know what hole it was. And so you're probably
so he had the
right.
trifecta.
Yeah, no, he was not happy yesterday at all. And obviously, I mean, you look at what he did yesterday; it was not good. And so I understand the frustrations from him. But he was a little better today. But he will not make the cut. But up at the top, we mentioned it: Rory McIlroy 7 under. A couple guys at 5 under. Justin Rose, who had a really nice day today. He is at 5 under. Patrick Reed, he is at 5 under. He is through 10 holes, so he still has some golf left to play. A lot of other really nice golfers up there, but Scotty Scheffler, not a great day for him. 2 over for the day. He is even par through 2 rounds, and we'll see what he can do going into the weekend, but certainly not where he wants to be, especially like we said, a lot of golfers able to go out there and play better today than they did yesterday, and kind of vice versa for Scotty. He kind of struggled out there today.
Yeah, the cut line right now is +4 or better, you're in, +5 or not, you're out. That's 56 golfers at +4 or better. I think by the end of the day, the fives will make it. Right now there are 3 people at +5 that have completed rounds. Danny Willett, champion. Harry Hall, whose caddy is Henry Diana, a real big fan of Memphis. J.J. Spahn, last year's U.S. Open winner, and Bubba Watson, 2-time winner at Augusta National. They're at 5. Bubba Watson's still on the golf course. I think they'll get folded in, but we shall see. We know a lot won't, including Zach Johnson. The sixes have no chance. You can start heading to Hilton Head. That includes Zach Johnson, 2007 winner, and Robert McIntyre. We talked about Jose Maria Olazabal, Fred Couples, Vijay Singh. They both won it. Mike Weir, he's won it. He won't be around for the weekend. And all the way down at 91st, 80-80, Davis Riley.
Wow. Well, it's not everybody's weekend. It's
no.
But that's almost hard to do if you're trying to do that if you're a professional golfer. So yeah, looking at that, that is rough stuff. You mentioned Harry Hall in there. He is kind of in that mix of might make it, might not make it.
With the Payne Stewart chapeau.
He sure does, and it looks good on him. He has had a weird 2 days. Yesterday, not great, only 1 birdie. But today, he gets out there, rough on the front 9, gets out there for the second 9, 4 straight birdies, but then ends it with back-to-back bogeys.
Yeah, he's kind of a EKG wild ride.
He is. He definitely is. And you saw it today and yesterday. So it's been a lot of fun out at the Masters. We will talk a ton of Masters over these next 3 hours. But let me set up today's show before we get to top and not top story of the day. At 3:30, Alan Bell from Driving the Line. He'll join us to talk some wagering. We'll get to a lot with Alan Bell, a lot of baseball, both Major League Baseball and some college baseball. We'll also get to some basketball, get his thoughts on how the college basketball season wrapped up last week, maybe even a little Masters talk with Alan Bell. 3:45, we'll give you a Masters update. At that time, we'll have a little bit of a better idea of where things stand. Won't be completely sure about that cut line at that point, but we'll have a better idea on where everybody is. 4 o'clock, Bruce Marshall from the Gold Sheet. He'll join us, talk a lot more wagering with him, kind of similar with Alan. We'll talk basketball. We'll talk some baseball. We'll get his thoughts on the college basketball national championship, maybe even some Masters with him. 4:30, Eddie Murphy. He is going to join us. You know him from the Ed Murphy Classic. We'll talk a little bit about that with it coming up in July, but also an event tomorrow, track and field event that he is a part of tomorrow at Houston High School. So we'll talk a lot about that and who will be in attendance. Big name, U.S. Olympian Ryan Krauser will be in attendance. If you are not familiar with him, 3 gold medals in the last 3 Olympic Games. So big time name, going to be at Houston High School tomorrow. So Eddie Murphy will join us. We'll talk a lot about that event, what he's doing. And I don't remember if it was last year or the year before that he started, but really cool event that he does, obviously, with the Ed Murphy Classic. Track and field.
One of the great people around town, too.
But the pole vaulting on Beale Street, which is just insane.
It's back.
And yes, it is going to be back this year. And so I am excited to ask him, at what point did you kind of think, pole vaulting right here? This would be great. So a really cool scene. I know.
And Eddie was at Augusta yesterday, so we'll get a real conversation and update from him. And his sister is going to be on campus at Knoxville tomorrow to award the Ed Murphy award to one of the track and field athletes at UT.
All right, so very busy time for Eddie Murphy. He'll join us.
I'll be shocked if we don't get a UT football mention.
Well, hey, I'm sure we will. That's fine. We're football season is slowly coming around the corner. Brad, as you talk about the 2028 Olympics getting here soon. Certainly football season, so we'll definitely have to get some football talk in there. We'll do all that at 4:30. Will be a lot of fun. 4:45, we'll get to big number of the day. 5 o'clock, Dan Reardon from KMOX. He is the golf reporter, a renowned golf reporter over at KMOX in St. Louis. He's at the Masters. We'll talk with him at 5 o'clock. We'll have a much better idea of what the weekend looks like for the next 2 days, and we'll get his thoughts on everything that's happened, his predictions for the rest of the weekend. We'll get into all of that Masters-wise with Dan Reardon. 5:30, we'll talk about what's trending, and at 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show like we always do with Moe's Crunch Time. Let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. The Floor Model Spa Sale, it's going on right now at Family Leisure. It's time to make room. Deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, and cold plunges. Have you been dreaming about a new spa? Well, now is the time to buy. Spas as low as $99 a month with over $1,000 in free upgrades with every spa purchased. $8,000 spas only $159 a month with free LED lights and a waterfall available on most models. So head out there to Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40.
He's Brian. I'm Brett. Our producer is Landon Schmidt. We're Sports Time, and we're taking you into the weekend live and local all the way to 6 o'clock. And we want you to join us at 901-360-8255. Hit us up at the Sissy's Log Cabin talk and text line. All our guests will join us on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line at 901-360-8255. Tell me where you stand on Rory. You pulling for him this weekend or not after him stiffing Memphis last August? I'd love to hear from you. We're always live. We're always local. And we're always in our Family Leisure Studios. And this hour always brought to you by Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all 2026 models and always special leasing options. Drive in luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. You can call them at 901-334-9673, but they want you to stop by the only Lexus dealership in town at 2600 Ridgeway, and that's where you can put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2026 LS 500, and you'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and that makes for the safe luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it is day 2 at the Masters, and it has been a lot of fun. Both these first 2 days have been really entertaining to watch, and it really, and you look at the leaderboard right now, and it's still a ton of big-time names up there, and it really feels like, especially when you look at that top 3, top 4, those experienced guys that have played a lot of rounds at the Masters, have had success at the Masters. They're the ones that are shining through these first 2 days, and you look at some of the younger guys, some of the guys that don't have as many rounds at the Masters, maybe struggling. It feels like after the conditions and the course yesterday that a lot of guys have been able to go back and look at things and adjust things heading into day 2, where we have seen very similar conditions out there on the course. I'll be curious to see what it looks like over the next 2 days if they get out there and try to do anything with the course, especially with those greens, with no rain in the forecast throughout the weekend. But right now, Rory McIlroy, he is in the lead, and currently a 2-shot lead over Justin Rose and Patrick Reed, who are both at 5 under. At 4 under, a whole group of guys, a handful of them, who are still out there on the course, including Jason Day, who was right there in that 5 under grouping, but just dropped a shot on, I believe, 11. Yeah, 11, a bogey for Jason Day. We talked about Scotty Scheffler, who will enter the weekend at even after a 2-over day in round 2. We'll see what he can do into the weekend. It always feels like, even no matter how far back he is, you always kind of look over your shoulder to see where Scotty is, but it is the defending champion on top, and we'll see if he can make it back-to-back.
My top story, approaching the 36-hole cut. And for all the talk about Bryson DeChambeau saying that Augusta National was really a par 68, and that these players and this equipment make this course and many others obsolete. They just can't take it anymore. Slow way down. They can still make it a test, and they could have made it a test without all the added length. It would have been harder. The length was the kind of the simple thing to do, the tiger proofing that I wasn't that wild about. But they did it, and regardless of all that, regardless if it plays at 6,600 yards or 96,000 yards, you know who's going to win on Sunday night?
Who's that?
Low man.
That's right.
Low man.
That's right. Yep.
They're all playing the same course.
That's right. And name of the game is go as low as you can go.
Not top story of the day.
Well, my not top story of the day is the NBA, and more importantly, the Memphis Grizzlies in action tonight in a who's who affair against the Utah Jazz, but not a who's who of the best of the best of. Who are these guys out here?
Really, who's he?
I mean, that's exactly right. Not many people going for either team. A lot out tonight on both sides, as both these teams are looking to improve in the tank category. Utah, it feels like they have mastered the tank off this year. They've lost 10 in a row, looking to make it 11 tonight. Grizzlies not that far behind in terms of the amount of games they've been losing and stacking up those losses. But the season will come to an end on Sunday when every team goes to wrap up the regular season. For some of them, they'll go on to the playoffs, with the play-ins getting started next week. For that other batch of teams, they'll start looking to that draft lottery and see what they can do, what kind of spot they're in for that NBA draft. And for Grizzly fans, I think a lot of people have already started looking towards the mock drafts and the draft lottery. But on Sunday, it will officially be the offseason for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Bryant, no matter how much confusion and argument and discussion over streaming and the cost of TV and where to find it, it can get complicated. We live in the best TV sports era ever. Yeah. That drone shot just now of Rory 10 off of 10 from kind of behind him, where you also could see the full right to left downhill kind of, the panoramic view of 10. We don't ever get that.
As good as it gets.
15 and 20 years ago and 40 years ago. The technology so good. My not top story, after 56 wins to end the 2022 season, dreams of late May and even June basketball danced through all our heads. Then 51 wins. Then everything the job. then 27 wins, then last year with 48 wins. And what did that get the winningest coach all time in Memphis Grizzlies history? Got him fired. Thankfully, this season ends on Sunday, and it should be wholesale. Everybody, every fingerprint on the basketball side, full cleaning out. I called for it last year. I was right last year, and I'm right now. Everybody that's had anything to do with this absolute catastrophe, they've got to go.
Yeah.
We'll see if it happens.
Yeah, we'll see if it happens. I'm not going to hold my breath on it, but it is going to be the full rebuild, and you're putting a lot of faith into a group of guys for what will be a massive rebuild for this organization. But that'll do it for top and not top story of the day. Let's get to our first break, and when we return, talking some wagering, Alan Bell from Driving the Line. He joins us next.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
This is Kelly Erb with Mark Spensdorf Realtors. I have worked with Sheldon Rosengarten for over 10 years and have noticed something about the way he works with his clients. He is way too honest, and they are grateful for us for pointing out things they were not aware of.
This is Sheldon, and yes, being honest has caused people to really think about what they need to do to sell their homes or when they buy. Kelly and I have advised people about what are the best and most economical things to do to prepare their homes for the market to get the best prices.
And Sheldon, we always provide our buyers with the necessary background research to advise them before they make an offer on a house. And yes, we have even sometimes talked clients out of buying, and they're grateful for us pointing out things they were not aware of.
So if you're thinking of buying a home, call or email Kelly or me, and before you list your home, talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers, but make sure we are one of them.
Yes, remember to call me, Kelly Erb, at 355-3830.
And when you want the job done, call Shell Done at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. Call us today.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Hi, I'm Ryan Saharovich, a proud partner with NST Injury Attorneys. For over 35 years, we've been fighting for Memphis families after serious accidents when insurance companies are trying to pay as little as possible. We don't back down. NST is the way to go.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Sports 56 traffic.
like it normally is for a Friday, trying to get down through Midtown this time of day here on 240 South to South Parkway. Now, the further south you go at Memphis, there's some radar down through there, so be careful as it gets heavier now on I-40, getting on that ramp there to Austin P Highway going outbound. Hey, don't let a slipping transmission make things worse in your car or truck. If you're having transmission issues, just bring your vehicle to Amco Transmissions with 2 locations here in Memphis. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and we've got to talk some wagering. And joining us like he does at this time every Friday afternoon, Alan Bell from Driving the Line. He joins us now. Alan, thanks so much for joining us. Plenty to get to, a lot of picks to discuss, but let's go back earlier this week to the College Basketball National Championship. Michigan, they win it all over UConn. Those two teams with impressive wins in the Final Four. What did you make of that Michigan team and their win in the National Championship game?
Yeah, first off, appreciate you guys having me back. Yeah, I mean, look, it wasn't the most beautiful basketball game that we had ever seen. However, got the job done for Michigan, put a cap on a great season. UConn played their hearts out, man. They gave it all they had, but that Michigan team was just too good. Even on a bad night, shooting, they handled their business. So congrats to the Michigan Wolverines, man. They earned that national championship.
They did. Alan, the proverbial, if we played the whole tournament over again, I think we get the same champion if we played it over and over and over again, don't we?
Yeah, I think so, too. I mean, that Michigan team, I mean, we talked about all the records that they had set, 100 points, most we've seen, in games this season. They started off just blowing people out, and they didn't stop, man. This team is just so good. Yeah, I agree with you. They earned it for sure. And if we read it back, yeah, they'd probably do it again. Yep.
And they played the championship game without a healthy Lindenborg, and they didn't play very well. Now, a lot of that had to do with UConn. I think UConn played them about as hard as anybody in the tournament would have. Well, we know Arizona couldn't, and past that, I don't think many other teams would have put up much of a game against them.
Yeah, this UConn team, look, man, what do we do with Danny Hurley, right? Like, how good of a coach all time is this guy? I mean, he's made national championships, won 2 of them, obviously. I mean, he's putting his name up there with so many coaches there of what he's accomplishing already. I agree.
Here's my answer, and it might speak to me, and if it does, that's fine. I think more of him now as the national runner-up than I did after the back-to-backs.
I'm telling you. I mean, it's so hard, to win one and then just to get back for another one. That's difficult to do. To win 2 and then get back again and then almost do it against a team that we all knew was better than them, right? The fact that they made it.
And you're getting everybody's best shot.
Yeah, agreed. 100%, man. I'm with you. What he's done already at UConn is tremendous.
Yeah, no, it's been very, very impressive. Well, since we're talking basketball over in the NBA, only 2 more days in the regular season with games tonight, no games tomorrow, and then everybody going again on Sunday. How are you approaching these last 2 days of the NBA? Because we've seen a lot of teams are tanking. There are teams that already know where they're at in terms of conference standings, kind of playing out the string of the season. How are you approaching these last 2 days?
Yeah, well, I'm approaching it by betting college baseball the next 2 days. Yeah, no,
smart.
Yeah. Staying away from the NBA just to the end of the regular season, like you said, man. Just give it a couple days because we saw tanking all throughout the season. Betting the NBA, it was all over the place this year. But the playoffs are going to be set. Once we get down to the final 4 teams in the West and the East, it's going to be great. But we're going to have to do some work to get there because there's going to be some blowouts around one of the playoffs too.
Yeah, there absolutely will be. Who do you like, kind of outside of the Oklahoma City Thunder, who do you kind of like come playoff time?
Man, all right, so you asked a good question, right? What do we do with the Spurs? What do we do with the Nuggets? What do we do in the East with the Celtics? All right, these teams, man, they can play. But like you said, the Oklahoma City Thunder, it feels like they've almost been toying with everybody since the All-Star break of saying, all right, yeah, we'll be here. You just wait to the playoffs. You're going to get it. We're going to turn it on. And I'm very afraid that they're going to do that against everybody. But, yeah, man, looking at the Spurs, looking at the Nuggets, see what they can do. See if they can stop it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you just mentioned those two teams, and they had a really fun game last weekend that the Nuggets won in overtime. So, yeah, those are two teams going to be a lot of fun to watch. Well, you mentioned college baseball. The college baseball season continues to roll right along. What do you like tonight? What are you looking at going into the weekend?
Yeah, man. So we've got a lot of fun series. First off, we've got Texas and Texas A&M. You remember 2 years ago, that A&M staff left, went to Texas. We had all kinds. The AD was hiding in a graveyard to meet him, right? I mean, it's old school classic.
They want to put him in a graveyard this weekend.
I'm telling you, I know. So I can't wait for that one. I look for Texas to get the job done. And then going to the state of Mississippi, we've got big games in both locations here, right? Ole Miss hosting LSU. It is going to be a really fun weekend. I like overs in that one. I think it's set at 9.5 for tonight. I think you're going to see the bats come alive. And Mississippi State hosting Tennessee down there at the Dude in Starkville. If Tennessee doesn't get those bats going, they're going to be in serious trouble because Mississippi State is no joke. It's a good baseball team, and they'll want to put it all over Tennessee. So we're going to find out. Man, we got some fun series this weekend.
This weekend in Starkville and in Oxford, total crowd, you're going to have about 13 or 14 times 3 in Starkville and about 11 or 12 times 3 in Oxford. So we're talking, 90,000 people?
Yeah, it's amazing. And, and I was saying it on our show earlier today. I was like, if
80,000?
80,000. It's crazy, right? Yeah, and I was like, if anyone wants to go to any fun baseball series, find your way to Oxford, Mississippi, or find your way to Starkville, Mississippi, because it's going to be awesome. Both of those series all weekend long.
Yeah.
And in Tuscaloosa, you'll have Alabama against Arkansas, and they're really ready for that. And their ballpark is not as big as those in Oxford or in Starkville, but they're ready for that one with a good team. Alabama's never won a national championship, and they're going to have a big crowd this weekend.
Oh, big time, man. And you talk about Arkansas, that's a school that I know the pressure that team, Dave Van Horn, the fan base, I know everybody's feeling. Arkansas, I really like it, man. That's a good fan base. That's a good program. They're going to be looking to get the bats going. They're going to have to. Alabama they're just like their basketball team. They like to score runs. So Arkansas better be ready. But they're going to be pitching for this one. Big series. Arkansas needs it for sure.
Yeah, going to be a lot of fun this weekend around college baseball. Over on the pro side of things, Major League Baseball, one game in progress right now. Pirates on top of the Cubs, 2-0. But before we get to your thoughts on some of these games, the Seattle Mariners, a lot of people really, really high on them before the season. Now, very long season, still very early, but 4-9 to start the year. They've got a big rivalry series at home starting tonight against the Houston Astros. What are you seeing with this Mariners team? Pitching, is usually always going to be there. It's just the bats have been ice cold to start the season.
Yeah, they have. I mean, guys like George Kirby, Brian Wu, keep going down the list. I mean, they have excellent pitching, but you're right. The bats just haven't been going. Now, it's not something new. We've seen this from the Pacific Northwest. We've seen college baseball, too. It takes a month to get going up there, but you can't do that in Major League Baseball. You have to stay, your head above water. So they got to get the bats going. They've got the lineup to do it, but, that proverbial switch, they need to find it, and they need to hit it because, buddy, these other teams are putting up runs on them quick. And it's hard to win games when you score 2 a game.
Yeah.
Back to the NBA next week. I know it's hard. We're still waiting for positioning, and it's the hardest for us to pick when we pick game by game, and it's usually where the separation counts at the end because we get into those series and everybody agrees the 1 over the 8 and really all those preferred seeds. But next week, how much of a really wanting to advance component is it for some teams, even in the play-in? They're not in the playoffs, but some of them I think will be fine not winning.
Yeah, agreed. And that's what stinks, man. And that's what's tough as a bettor because you've never thought that playing into which team cares, which team doesn't. It's always this team might care more, right? It might mean more to them, but the whole I don't even know if they care. And we're talking about playing games. That's what's crazy about it. And I don't know the answer. I mean, we all love basketball, but the NBA's got to get a hold on this because the tanking and all of that. You want to find a way to mess up your sport, let that keep going. But the NBA's trying to figure it out. But yeah, not a good look, man. That's why we got to wait till we get like those last 4 teams that we're setting were good.
Yeah, and I think once we get into these playoffs, I think you're going to see that shift, and it's going to be really, really fun basketball over these next 2 months throughout the playoffs. And who knows who's that team? What do you think of the Celtics? They've kind of been a team. Got to give them a lot of credit for what they did before Jason Tatum, and now getting him back. I mean, they've got to be a real threat in the East, and maybe a threat for the whole thing.
Yeah, big time, man. If you get Tatum healthy and he's good, and we don't have any setbacks or any bad injuries like that, man, this team can play. They can, I know. And that's what makes it so much fun is that not only is it the Celtics, but they're really good. And they're starting to just really kind of gel. And they had a lot of time to do it with Tatum coming back, the last 3.5 weeks or so. But, yeah, looks like he's ready to go. Let's get it, man.
And Alan, you talk about the tanking and the perception of it. The players on the court, they have to care as much as those folks that are paying sitting in the stands. And I think that's been dubious or doubtful over the last month and a half, 2 months for a lot of tanking teams, including here.
Yeah, and that's the difficult part is that, there's really no blueprint on how to fix that. You know what I mean? Because usually it means taking things away. And it's hard to do that when you don't have legal power to do so. That's an answer for people much more smarter than me, people with law degrees. But they better figure it out because, look, people are already saying, I'm not even tuning in to the playoffs. That's not good. You don't want that at all.
Yeah, and there's just very rarely been a collective bargaining agreement where more things get taken away.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it's one of those that, once you give it away, it ain't coming back, buddy. It's like La Cosa Nostra. Yeah, they're not giving it back.
No. I mean, when the tree gets decorated, same decorations go back up next year.
That's right.
Yes, they do, my friend.
That's exactly right. I'm curious about a couple Major League Baseball games tonight. I want to start with this Minnesota Twins team. Coming into the season, not a lot of high hopes for the Twins, but you look at what they just did in Detroit, a 4-game sweep over the Tigers, now on the road against a Blue Jays team that's been a little up and down to start the year. They're pitching a rookie tonight, or at least a season debut. It's Patrick Corbin. So season debut for him, his first start. Twins are hot, plus money on the money line. Any thought on the Twins tonight?
I like it, man. And look, like you said, it's not like the Blue Jays lineup has been put the fear of God into hearts of anybody. The Twins hit the ball well, and that Tigers team, that's a good baseball team that they just swept. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's really been the story, man, is finding teams like on streak, good or bad, and the Twins are on a good streak right now. Padres on a good streak right now. Yankees not. They got one hit yesterday. Yeah, looking to get that thing going. The Royals not hitting at all. But yeah, man, you brought up the Twins, man. They're feeling it right now. It's a good team.
Mm-hmm. And you're getting plus money with the Twinks.
Yeah,
100%, man. Yeah, when you can find it, hit on it. 100%. Yeah.
Alan, you mentioned the Yankees and how they're kind of struggled yesterday in that 1-0 loss to the Athletics, who won that series at Yankee Stadium. The Athletics look up now. They have series wins over the Astros and the Yankees this past week.
Look at them, baby, doing it. You know what? And doing it with like no bullpen either. They're just, it's like a college team. It really is. They're a lot of fun. And yeah, you mentioned the Yankees, man. Like the last 2 games, they've just not hit at the plate. We're hitting that point where guys are a little tired. I mean, we've been playing game after game after game for like 2.5 weeks now. So we're starting to run to that. Pay attention to Sundays. Those are big rest days in Major League Baseball. Yeah, they're going to start coming to play now.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. Real quick before we let you go, anything else you like in Major League Baseball tonight?
Yeah, Rockies and the Padres over 8. So we got the over 8.5 last night on a grand slam in the bottom of the 12th.
Oh, man.
Hopefully, it's crazy. I know.
That was Bogarts, wasn't it?
It was Xander Bogaerts. Yeah, it was 3-3 in the bottom of the 12th. We had over 8.5. He had a grand slam walk-off. Like, my goodness. Yeah, so hopefully we don't need that again tonight. But both of these teams are hitting well. You were talking about teams that people might not pay attention to. The Rockies are a fun team right now. They're hitting too. So, yeah, we're going to play the over 8 now. We'll should get spreads there.
I know you don't have an actual ticket with everything on the phone or the computer, but that was one of those you'd sleep with the ticket under your pillow, wouldn't you?
You really do. You really do. And then the next day, you're like, how do I frame this? I got to get this up on the wall. 100%. Yeah.
Screenshot it. Save the screenshot.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, you just figured it out right there. Nice work. Yeah, that's how we do it. I like it.
Do something. Well, Alan, it's going to be a fun weekend. So much to watch with the basketball, the baseball, the Masters going on. So enjoy all of this action. Good luck, and we'll do it again next Friday.
Look forward to it, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks, Alan.
Thank you, Alan.
Alan Bell joining us, always a blast to talk with him. Get some plays for him, and man, I mean, whatever, this really is the weekend. Whatever you want to watch, you've got it. Big-time golf tournament at the Masters, the NBA action going on with basketball, Major League Baseball. You even got the football with the UFL going. Brett, have you gotten the UFL fever yet this season?
No, Brett, I haven't even. I mean, it's not even a mile rash yet. I might get there. I am pulling for A.J. McCarron.
Brett, well, that's
I'm pulling
great.
for Matt Corral. I'm pulling for Jordan Tiamu.
Well, there you go. I mean, look, you've almost got a whole roster full of guys that you're cheering for.
I got 3 guys.
More than a lot of people, I'm sure. The UFL announcing yesterday that they are going to expand. We're adding a team to Oklahoma City. How about that?
Why are you doing Oklahoma City like that?
Great question. It's a great question. Well, good luck to them, I guess.
Good luck. We wish them well.
We do wish them well. But we need to get to another break. When we return, we're going to talk some more Masters. We'll give you another Master update, talk about what some of the guys are doing out on the course today. We'll do that next on Sports Time.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
It's time for the Ultimate Hot Wing Showdown at the World Championship Hot Wing Contest and Festival, Saturday, April 18th at the Memphis River Garden Park on Riverside Drive. See over 60 teams fighting for hot wing supremacy, along with live blues, soul, and rock and roll, all in support of the Ronald McDonald House at the St. Jude Walk. It's a sizzling day of fiery flavors, live music, and family fun, and you're invited. Get your tickets now at worldwingfest.com. Sponsored by RS Financial Group, ATC Fitness, Road Warrior Staffing, and Universal Access. This is your delicious chance to make a difference.
Cleanliness is next to impossible unless you call Hilo Commercial Services. For 15 years, Hilo's dedicated team has been cleaning offices throughout the Mid-South. Hilo's janitorial services are customized to your business. Clean once, quarterly, or ongoing, and get the JRD guarantee. We clean until you're satisfied. Hilo Commercial Services, the biggest and the best in the Mid-South. Visit MrCleanTeam.com. That's MrCleanTeam, MrCleanTeam.com for Hilo Commercial Services.
Zach Bryan with Heaven on Tour.
Poison myself again. Something in the orange tells me you'll never come.
Saturday, May 2nd, Davis Wade Stadium.
Wish I didn't, but I do.
With special guests, Dijon and J.R. Carroll. Tickets on sale Friday at 11 a.m. at ZachBryan.com. Don't miss Zach Bryan live.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or MemphisRoofer.com. 367-0050 or MemphisRoofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Uncorn flavor, Corky's barbecue. We're cooking it up. Down home way, hickory smoke flavor like the good old days.
Hey y'all, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. Catering is our specialty. Memphians have trusted Corky's to cater their events for 40 years because we make it easy for you and delicious for your guests. Whether it's 50 people or a crowd of thousands, our experienced team comes to your location, sets up, serves, and ensures everyone enjoys a Corky's all-you-can-eat barbecue buffet starting at only $7.99 per person. You can't beat it. With 40 years of experience, it's easy to see why customers choose Corky's time and time again for all of their catering needs. Visit Corky'sBBQ.com to book us for your next party.
Encore flavor, Corky's barbecue.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. And we got to give you a Masters update as Rory McIlroy still in the lead, but T1 now as he is 6 under as he dropped a shot on 10, a bogey on 10. So now 6 under, he is tied at the top with Patrick Reed, who has had a nice day out on the course today. Both them at 6 under. Justin Rose, he is at 5 under. So, some big names there right at the top, and we'll see who ultimately is, because I think a lot of people earlier thought, Rory McIlroy will kind of make it easy and be the leader after 2 rounds, but now maybe not so fast, and we'll see who is leading it going into the weekend.
Pat Reed doesn't win any popularity contests, but he's got one Masters title and going for another one. Rory McIlroy wins all the popularity contests. Justin Rose, Bryant, yesterday you nailed it, my friend. You nailed it. He is the new overwhelming, sentimental choice. I think after that, distantly after that, because of the physical, mental, and emotional travails that he's been through, then I think it's Gary Woodland.
I like that.
But it's Justin. You nailed it with Rose.
Thank you. Yeah, and he's had a really good day today, and we'll see what he can do through the weekend. He's played some really nice golf as of late, and maybe this is the year that he can win it all. But it's not going to be easy.
After that, I don't know if we have the sentimental person. One may develop, and we hit a stretch in sports. Please don't get mad at me, Cub fans. I mean this complimentary. But some of the notable losers from sports, they got one. Yep. The Saints got one. They used to have fans with bags over their heads at games. The Cubs in 2016, they got one. The Red Sox, maybe not the loser, but the tough luck runner-up a lot of times, or snubbed at the end. They got theirs and then kept getting them. So many teams that never did finally did.
That's a good point. You're kind of seeing a lot of those teams that is just kind of those quote unquote historical
Cavaliers.
bad. Yeah, I mean they're starting to kind of be able to get theirs over the last 10 or so years, and that definitely changes things, and it kind of makes it tough when you kind of don't have that, because the history is what really makes it that kind of puts you in that realm. It's been X amount of years and you haven't had the success, and so once you reset that clock, I mean, it's like, well, you just won it. You don't, what do you need another one for?
And it's why at Stanley Cup playoff times, I'm really going to be for Buffalo with all that city has been through as loser town.
Yeah, it really has been, and so definitely for them to get into the playoffs, and we'll see what they can do in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But I hope a lot of people, because they would be a fun team that a lot of people could kind of get behind, rally behind, of that underdog to kind of go out there and win it all.
We had a couple of hockey teams. The Capitals got theirs, the Blues they got theirs. We're about out of who's next sentimentality, team sports wise, and maybe individually at Augusta National. Always fun to see somebody get there first. I don't even know how to correctly pronounce Christopher Rayton.
I think you nailed it.
If he wins, fine.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be awesome. I think that would be a fun
We'll
story.
learn how to pronounce his name.
We will, and I'm sure we'll probably learn, by tomorrow with him being up there how to pronounce his name. But he went 4 straight birdies on the back 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, par on 16. We'll see how he can wrap up the round with 2 holes left to play. But it's been a really nice day for him.
Brian, I have absolutely fallen in love with Hao Tong Lee.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. I love.
And darn, his English is better than mine.
Well, he has certainly put in the work for it. He's another guy.
I don't think I could pick up his language as quickly as he picked up ours.
I don't think so. But a really nice day for him, especially on that back nine. No bogeys. And 4 straight birdies from 13 to 16. And some of those shots he was hitting on that back nine, just really impressive stuff.
Don't wake him up.
No.
How Tong, you're at Augusta National.
Yes.
You're not supposed to even be trying that.
Let him do what he's doing because he is on a tear. He's at 4 under T6.
The international flavor will be my big number of the day.
Okay, interesting.
Stay tuned.
All right. International all over the place, and we'll see what kind of big
I
names
loved
are
it when Hideki Matsuyama won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he definitely was a fun winner, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of international names up there towards the top of the leaderboard right
Let's
now.
look at our leaderboard sitting on top. Brian Dacus with Ludwig Oberg.
How about that? Wow!
Even par T21.
Well, it's still
on top.
How about that?
Landon, it sounds like Bryant wants a 36-hole cut banner.
No. I
think he does.
I just didn't.
Just wanted to acclaim?
Well, Brett, I'll be honest. Today, I watched a good amount this morning. I was keeping up with it. I then had to go get a haircut in the middle of the afternoon, which I usually don't do. Usually I get my haircut in the morning. It threw me out of whack. And so I'm now back locked in on what's going on right now, but I kind of missed like a good 2.5, 3 hours of action today. So I'm
want to hear my out of whack today?
What's that?
Okay, so I slept late, 7:20 this morning.
Okay.
Got up, just milled about, just sailing along.
Yeah.
Till about 9 o'clock. I thought it was Sunday.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad you figured it out, or me and Landon would be on our own today. I mean,
really? What in the world has happened to you?
So what finally made it click that it was Friday?
I don't know what really clicked in.
I've been there. I've certainly.
It took
been
me a
there.
while to send you the rundown, didn't it?
It did. But no, I've been there, and it happens. But
I'm sailing along thinking it's Sunday.
Oh, so now you're trying to catch up with everything that's happened this
Man,
morning. That's
what
great.
will 10 years do to me? He lost out at the mall.
Well, let's not worry about that right now. Let's just worry about today's Friday, and we're gonna get through 2 more hours.
You got
Let's
it.
worry about 2 more hours instead of 10 more years. But we need to wrap up this first hour and get to a break. When we return, we're talking some more wagering. Bruce Marshall from the Gold Sheet. He joins us next.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Whether you're buying, selling, or just want a fast cash offer, call Bubba Sandifer at Emmett Baird Realty at 901-257-9420 or direct at 901-319-0747. Looking to buy? Bubba will help you find that perfect home. Thinking about selling? Don't just stick a sign in your yard and hope for the best. With Bubba Sandifer at Emmett Baird Realty, you get maximum exposure, serious buyers, and real results. Want speed? He'll buy it as is for cash. Want top dollar? He'll list it. Either way, you win. Call Bubba Sandifer at 901-319-0747.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Dang, I forgot the wakeboard. How am I supposed to enjoy myself without my favorite water activity? I mean, sure, we could still go tubing, fishing, or even just relax on a floaty, but without the wakeboard, what's the point?
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive. So you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Running a business is hard enough, but cleaning a business? Your time's too valuable for that. You need High-Low Commercial Services, dedicated professional cleaners with 15 years of cleaning experience. High-Low customizes your cleaning needs, and you get the JRD guarantee. We clean until you're satisfied. Shopping center, retail spaces, medical, legal offices, High-Low cleans it all. Visit MrCleanTeam.com. That is MrCleanTeam, MrCleanTeam.com for High-Low Commercial Services.
The 2025 Range Rover Sport sits right at the heart of the Land Rover lineup, offering a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility. Smaller and more agile than a full-size Range Rover, it's a great option for everyone who wants luxury and practicality. Every model comes with 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive standard. Whether you navigate city streets or tackle rough terrain, Range Rover Sport has you covered. Every drive is powerful and breathtaking. The 2025 Range Rover Sport is the epitome of sporting luxury. Test drive one at Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City.
Rebel Nation, get the latest on everything Ole Miss sports with the Cannon Motors of Mississippi Rebel Yell Hotline. Join Rebel insiders Chuck Rounsville, Yancey Porter, and Gary Darby Monday nights at 6 as they break down the latest with the Rebels, along with even more insight from special guests. Rebel Yell Hotline, Mondays at 6 p.m. on WHBQ.
Stay up to date with everything going on in Ole Miss athletics with Rebel Yell Hotline every Monday night from 6 to 7 on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon, T-Dot. Those help trucks are already out here working with a couple of accidents. Looks like some more volume in the last few minutes going outbound on Sam Cooper as you work your way past Perkins Radar. Well, we've got plenty of that this afternoon. Be careful. I'm telling you, they're crawling all over I-40 at times, out in parts of Fayette County, out past New Airline Road, even some south of Memphis at times, on 55 down through certain parts of DeSoto County. A bridal season just around the corner. Shop local. Do it this weekend at Reimer's Jewelry at 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with John Harden. Weekdays from 11 to 1. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and we've got to talk some more wagering, and we talk with this guy from the Gold Sheet at this time every Friday afternoon. It's Bruce Marshall.
Joining the guys every Friday is college football historian and Vegas legend Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insiders, CBS Sports, and his own website, bamsports.net. With over 30 years on Memphis radio, with handicapping and sports talk, here's Bruce Marshall with Bryant and Brett.
Bruce Marshall joins us now from the Gold Sheet to talk some wagering. A lot to discuss, but Bruce, let's go back to that national championship game. Michigan, they get the win over UConn. They are national champions. It's just another win for the Big Ten. What did you make of that victory for Michigan, kind of the season as a whole for them?
Well, it was sort of a watershed moment, I thought, in college sports, if we can have any of those anymore, Brian, just because the way Michigan put this thing together, all through the portal. I mean, that team was completely built since the end of last season. And that's sort of a new template here. Now, if you have enough money to spend, you got a chance to do that every year, but it is a different roadmap than, relying, the old school, freshmen bring kids in, and only a few schools, I think, now can do that. You go, maybe Duke, Calipari did it about, a decade ago. He had that team with all the freshmen. But it's very hard to do that just right out of the high school recruiting now, because the good ones there, like, Cam Boozer, you're going to stay a year, and then he's going to go in the NBA. You got a better chance to go in the portal and find some guys and build your team that way. It's a one-year deal pretty much, although I see Padue's going to stay another year at Michigan. But it's a new template that Michigan has perfected. Now, it's more than that, though. It's not just the portal. It's doing the portal right, and it's coaching the guys right, and everything else has to be in place. I think we mentioned before, if it's just money you're spending, LSU spent a lot of money this year, and it's basketball too. Didn't do anything. You've got to have the right guys in place. It looks like Dusty May checks every single box right now, and he is like the perfect coach. He's embraced this new way of doing business in college hoops, and that's why Michigan is winning. Not everybody can do that, but he's shown the way how, and it's sort of a brave new world. One other note: it's not going to be another 26 years before the Big Ten wins another national title. It might only be a year, but this is the first title since 2000, more than a quarter of a century since the Big Ten won it last. So, it's a big moment for the Big Ten too.
We'll leave Bryant to do the counting on the next 26, though, Bruce. Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to be around for the 26. That would be. I'll take that deal right now.
Bruce Marshall, I think the same thing. In basketball, you can do it more wholesale than retail. College football, I don't know more than about 3 or 4 starters on a side that you can do any more than that. You certainly can plug and play, but I think it would be hard to go more than that, especially in the offensive line play.
Yeah, probably so. And, it's sort of been that way, football, there's just more players there in football, and it's easier to get 1 or 2 guys. It's always been in hoops, who can make a difference. In college, you need a little bit more than that. But there's still room for the guys working the portal wall in college football, too. Look at Texas Tech, what they did last year. James Blanchard, great football GM, went in with specifics last year in the portal. I haven't checked what Texas Tech's done this year, but that was a very, very focused, portal operation last year for Texas Tech. A lot of it was alignment. Barton Simmons at Vanderbilt too. I mean, these football GMs, they have to do it a little bit differently than basketball, because you're right, you can't. It's a little. You need more numbers to do it in football, and it's very hard to bring in more than some. But it's still changed the dynamics in football too.
It knocked me out of the best recruiting guy as a guest ever to have Barton on, but it was a bold hire by Coach Lee, and it has worked. Barton is plugged in, and his relationships, and what's fascinating about it, and honestly, Ole Miss under Lane and Pete Golding really being the recruiter the last 2 or 3 years, don't get your feelings too hurt when you miss him that first go around right out of high school. Keep a relationship, and when maybe disenchanted or playing time or whatever rolls back around, you get him that second time. Case in point at Ole Miss, Kwan Lacey.
Yeah, that's the way to do it now, and it's a different landscape than it was several years ago. And it's sort of, you got to adapt to this now.
There's a silver medal now in recruiting. Used to it was gold or nothing.
That's right, and there's some. I mean, Dusty May even said something. He said it's almost like he prefers to recruit through the portal. I mean, the high school recruits. He said we'd often used to spend, a couple 200 hours or so on a guy recruiting a kid, and then signing day he signs with somebody else. He said it's a lot of wasted time in the old system. He likes this more. I can understand that. I mean, if I'm coaching college hoops now, I think that's probably the way I'd do it too. Is listen, if you're working that hard to get a freshman in there and he does well, he's probably going into the portal right away. So if you're going to go for 1 year, do it and save a little more time. Just make sure you work smart and go through the portal.
You mentioned LSU this last season with McMahon. They've got a new coach. You join Baton Rouge Radio and a lot of friends down there often, regularly. How do they feel about in a world that they're dealing with Will Wade and Lane Kiffin?
Yeah, it is a different world with those two. They all haven't embraced Wade as much as Kiffin, because Wade had been there before, and it was on bad terms that thing ended. So that has not been universally embraced by the LSU community. It's for him; he's going to have to win like right away. And there was a lot of backroom stuff and political stuff going on to get Wade in there that left some people not sure about that. I mean, they're willing. They just want to win there at LSU, and if Wade wins, fine. But they embraced Kiffin a lot more than they did Wade the second time around, at least for Wade.
Yeah, and they will like Lane a lot, and he's going to win big there. Have you even looked at any of the odds to win college football national championship yet for next year?
No, but I did something with Ryan Fowler the other day, and he was going down season win totals. And I think
Ryan's treating it like the middle of August, didn't he?
He Final Four week. He wants to talk about Alabama football. I know, but,
that's it. That's his audience. He needs to.
Yeah,
that's smart.
But I the one I thought LSU going over would be, and I'm trying to think what the was it 7.5, 8.5. But bringing in Sam Leavitt from Arizona State, that would be. Listen, before he got hurt last year, there was talk if he came out after last season, he would have been a first-round pick at quarterback. Lane's got him for a year. He's kind of a dark horse for me to be in the Heisman mix. I think LSU, probably goes over. I mean, Leavitt was dynamic before he got hurt at Arizona State, and I think Lane will make that work right away. I think they're going to have some fun. We'll see a few years down the road how they like Lane, but I'm sure this honeymoon's going to last a little while for him in Baton Rouge.
They'll love him because he's going to win, and that will make them love him even more. And he's going to win a lot. He's going to win a lot this year. But Bruce, you know this, Brian, and you've seen it. We all learned with Lane. So many people kind of characterize and stereotype him as 5 wide and maybe gadget play, goofy offense. No. When he's at his best is when he has Snoop Connor and Ely and a Quinshawn and a fresh running back. And last year with Lacey, he's better when it's ground and pound than it is throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm. People mistake up-tempo. They think you've got to be throwing the ball all the time. And Lane, I think, set the template for that. And when it worked for Malzahn, listen, Lane's better play caller than Malzahn was, but when Auburn was working for Auburn, it was sort of an up-tempo, but it was ground-related. And you can do that. You can go up-tempo, but you're running the ball. And the way Lane called the game there, I mean, it was very refreshing, and it was always dynamic. And you can play up tempo and be ground oriented, and that's kind of what he did. Well, I also told the guys down there, and I mentioned you, Brett, and then guys, Richard Cross, Michael Borky, guys like that, all seem to kind of like Lane, and they will, they'll like him down there. And I told them, I said, the Ole Miss guys are not every coach have they loved in the past, but they were all sort of kind of thought Lane was an okay guy. So I think this will be a good couple of years for Kiffin down there. We'll see how long it lasts, but I think they should be excited at LSU, yeah.
I tell all my Ole Miss friends, I'm going to get there with you with the contempt. I'll catch up to you. Y'all, right now, y'all are way ahead of me. I mean, you're almost circling me. I'll catch up in due time. But right now, I'm still relishing these things about him. We were Ole Miss was out of the football business when he arrived. The last 5 years, he won 52 games. He was a heck of a lot of fun to be around, and he was really nice to me. But that'll all change. And I want to beat him next September. I want to beat his brains out. But that'll all change in due time. But right now, I can't keep up with the contempt.
Yeah, and listen, LSU just went through that. I don't think Brian Kelly was ever a good fit down there. He was out of place with those people down there. Besides the fact he was a Yankee going down there to Baton Rouge, I mean that was an awkward fit right from the start. But he was never, he was never really a personable sort of guy, and nobody ever warmed to him. They'll warm to Lane. They'll like this, and at least at the start they will. It won't be because he's not going to turn people off like Kelly did. They'll enjoy him, and I think they should be ready for a pretty good ride. They have it,
if he loses,
Kelly, I think this one works.
And if he loses, they'll miss him too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, it's going to be very interesting to watch next season. But Bruce Marshall, he joins us every single Friday, talks some wagering over in the NBA. Only 2 days left in the season, no games tomorrow, games tonight, and games on Sunday. How are you approaching these final 2 days of the regular season?
You're talking about the NBA, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping we get, yeah, that's right, tomorrow no games. We still got a couple more nights to go with these teams tanking. Although tonight, one of the games I liked isn't necessarily a tanking side, but I really think Charlotte's a good spot tonight. They've been dynamic here for the last month. I mean, the only team that's beaten them in the last month really has been Boston. Well, I guess Philly got them right at the end with Embiid, who's out again, by the way, now. But they've been dynamic, and all their wins by double-digit margins. They get Detroit tonight at home, short price. Kate Cunningham did come back this week, so Bickerstaff has at least got the rust worn off of him from the lung problem, but he's not going to play much, if at all, tonight. And Detroit's already sewn up the number 1 seed in the East, so it can excuse them for being on cruise control a bit, subbing freely. Charlotte's trying to stay out of that 9-10 game in the East, and if you're in the play-in round, and they're in the play-in, you want to miss the 9-10 if you can. So they have a chance still to move up to 6 if things break right. So I think you'll get a good price here. It looks like Charlotte is good, but some of these other teams here down the stretch, and I was talking to exchanged notes with Brett before. The NBA is a travesty here. What's going on since the All-Star break, if not before?
We've seen
the trade deadline. I mean, all these teams, if they're not going to make the playoffs, to then effectively try to lose, which they've been doing, or not trying hard enough to win, shutting down players for the rest of the season, all ostensibly to get a chance at a better draft pick. I mean, you can't have a dozen or so teams doing the same thing. I mean, that's the product has suffered. If you've watched a game with teams like Brooklyn and the Washington and the Bulls and the Grizzlies have actually done a little bit better than some of these other ones. Sacramento, Utah, I mean, it's been abysmal. And I kind of link this back. I mean, it was in the old days, I mean, when Lou Alcindor came out of UCLA, it was a coin flip between, the Bucks and
Phoenix.
Suns.
Yeah.
And Walton came out, it was the Sixers and Blazers had a coin flip. But you didn't have, but they just they finished at the bottom, and it was sort of natural. You didn't have this rush, everybody trying to lose just to get, a better draft pick. I mean, when the Sixers first did that with Sam Hinkie as the GM about 15 years ago, I thought, this is really dangerous, because he sort of mainstreamed that way of thinking. And it was a season-long approach for him to tank. And at that point, I said, man, you can't have more than 1 or 2 teams trying to do this, or it's going to wreck the league. And now it's like a disease that's spread. And Adam Silver sees it, and they're trying the NBA with all these crazy sort of things, what to do about it, but I don't know how that's taken hold in the NBA. It's just not seeing the forest through the trees. You can't destroy the product. It's like burning your house down to save your garden. I mean, it doesn't matter. You don't see this in the NHL. You certainly don't see it in the NFL. Listen, I went to a game here in Las Vegas last December, second to last week. It was the Raiders playing the Giants. The Giants lost that game. They get the first pick in the draft. They played that game like it was the Super Bowl. And ended up the Raiders ended up getting the first pick. But the Giants were trying like heck. NFL, you rarely see teams do what these NBA teams are doing. NHL, you don't see that either. I don't know what they can do about this in the NBA. It gets worse every year. It's a disease, I think. And Adam Silver sees it, but it's just gotten out of hand, and it's bad for the league.
Bruce, I did not know who the coin toss with Portland was for them to get the big redhead, Bill Walton. Who did Philadelphia take with the 2 after losing the coin toss? I don't remember.
That's a good question. I'm going to have to check that out. But
I know Phoenix got Neil Walk, and Neil Walk was a serviceable NBA player, but he was not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes, that's true. And let me try to check this out. That year, Phoenix had another bonus that year. Connie Hawkins was available, and I'm not sure how that ended up because he came over from the ABA. But they ended up sort of getting him, and that was their consolation. And they were pretty good. The Sixers drafted Marvin Barnes.
Right Bad News was that was a good player on draft day. Now it didn't end up as good as Bill Walton, but on draft day you could live with Bad News, and he was Bad News.
Yeah, and he went. And, that's when the ABA was still around. The ABA.
I saw him with the Spirits here.
He did. He went to the ABA instead, so that ended up being an empty pick for Philadelphia. Barnes was second pick, and Tommy Burleson was the third pick.
Oh, I didn't remember that. And Tommy Burleson went to the ABA, didn't he?
He went to the Sonics off the bat. The Sonics are the ones that drafted him, and I think he stayed most of about a 6-7 year career. But he was mostly in the Sonics, I think. Yeah.
Brian, Bad News Barnes famous for they give him the itinerary for the Spirits to fly, and they were like going West Coast, and it was one of those deals where you leave at 10 and you get there at 10:10.
Okay.
And he said, "I ain't getting on no time machine."
Yeah, that was him. That was him, all right.
Bob Costas was the PR director and play-by-play guy.
Really? Wow.
Right out of Syracuse. Right out of Syracuse.
Cow. That is that's
working at KMOX.
Wow. Holy cow. That is unbelievable. I'm curious your thoughts on these Major League Baseball games. Anything you like? Anything you're keeping a close eye on into the weekend?
Yeah, looking tonight, a couple of them. The Giants are playing the Orioles, a lot of black and orange on the field. The Giants had a very slow start. However, they won their last 2 games at home over the Phillies, shutouts both. And better news, that is big news, but Rafa Devers is starting to hit a little bit. And if they go into Baltimore tonight, Devers has had very good success at Camden Yards and against the Orioles throughout his career. The last 4 years, he hit like 320 against them, a lot of RBIs, and he likes Camden Yards. So they're in Baltimore tonight. Landon Roop on the mound. I'm keeping an eye on this Tony Vitello thing with the Giants because that's a radical move they made, and he's trying to coach them like they're a college team. I'm not sure how that's going to go over. But against the Orioles tonight, who strike out an awful lot. So I might look at the Giants there. A couple of other favorites. I might look at these on the run line. Milwaukee, Chad Patrick's pitched pretty well at home against the Nats tonight, who really, boy, this pitching staff. Listen, I got people watching the Nats who tell me this bullpen in particular, they said they cannot induce contact if they wish. They are like a double-A bullpen. They've allowed 6 or more runs in 7 straight games. And Jake Irvin is not much, he's had struggles his couple starts. Why they moved Mackenzie Gore like that, I don't know. But I might take the Brewers tonight on the run line. I might do the Reds the same thing. They've done pretty well against the Angels. They played them the last couple of years, and they won 5 of 6. Chase Burns really pitching well at the start of the season for the Reds. And the Angels just got whipped a couple by the Braves. They had a big fight in one of those games, and Kohanowitz goes tonight, and his marks on the road have been really bad. Big home road difference. This might be a run line for the Reds. Both Cincinnati and Milwaukee on the run line tonight. Plus 105 or so with the extra run. I think it might be worth it.
Now, Bruce, I stole it from you from last year. I know you like Mark Kotsay, and I picked him to be my AL Manager of the Year this year. Those wins at Yankee Stadium, they had to be proud of.
They did. And the A's, this kind of puts them back on track. I was kind of thinking the A's might be a sneaky possible AL wildcard contender. It's still early, but they're showing something here. And the pitching suddenly coming on pretty good. I like the fact one of their uniforms this year, they got Sacramento on it, which is kind of neat. And I did not get up there last season. I vowed to get there to watch a game this year in Sacramento at that minor league park. So we will see. But, yeah, the A's, that was big, and they're back on their feet in the AL West.
Yeah, no, they've been fun over this last week especially. But, Bruce, before we let you go, where can we find more of you?
Yeah, for me, these days, everything's up there.
That's great.
WagerTalk.com, that's where you find the gold sheet. That's also where, picks and parlays and winnersandwhiners.com. That's also a part of the Wager Talk family, so my picks are there. But they're also up there at the WagerTalk.com. Gold sheet is up there as well. We'll get more gold sheet stuff going towards football season, but right now, go up to WagerTalk.com, get all my stuff.
Bruce, where are you going for World Cup?
Where am I going for World Cup?
What city?
I am thinking I want to be overseas for it, believe it or not. I'd rather watch it over there because I do not like American TV coverage. I don't know that I went to a game in 94, so I've been to a World Cup game. But I so dislike the coverage TV-wise in the States. I would rather watch coverage of it overseas. And we
you can join me in Kansas City for Curacao and Ecuador in June at Arrowhead.
Well, that would be kind of fun. At least you wouldn't have to watch the guys.
Who should I be for?
Listen to them talk on TV about it. Yeah, but no,
who should I pull for? Who should I throw in with?
Ecuador. Go ahead with Ecuador. Go with the Western Hemisphere side. Why not?
Well, Curacao is really small. It was hard for me to find it on the map.
Well, yeah. Well, Curacao, that counts for Curacao too. Yeah. So either one. Also, go for the underdog always. I would think Curacao would probably be the underdog there. But by the way, this is a bigger World Cup this year. It's 48 teams, and it's kind of unwieldy. We'll be talking more about that.
There's not anything around those mix of fans that I could say or do anything that would spark an international incident, is it?
Well,
I wouldn't. That's possible. You could. So I'd be careful. I'd be careful.
So I don't want to go to Kansas City and turn it into the Egg Bowl.
No, just go there and watch, have fun, and just sort of smile at all of them while they're cheering.
That's right. It's going to be fun because we're getting closer and closer to that World Cup. But Bruce, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll do it again on Friday.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thanks. Have a good weekend, boys.
Thank you so much. The world's most interesting man, Bruce Marshall. When the whole world's coming to the United States and Canada and Mexico for the World Cup, he's going to go to his daughters in Italy. That's great, isn't it?
What a great answer. To have disdain, which I get it. I have some soccer friends of mine that they feel the same way. But to have that and then to be able to just say, yeah, I'll just go somewhere else and watch it. I'll just go overseas and watch it. That's awesome. I love that out of him. But
I wonder if there's certain colors I should or shouldn't wear in the middle of the Curaçaoians and the Ecuadorians.
That's a good question.
Are they Curaçaoians? I don't know that.
I don't know. I mean, you
made that up on the fly.
Maybe figure that out before you get around.
Probably make sure. Yeah.
Probably should do a little bit of homework before getting out there. But I think we'll have you well prepared before you go out there for that soccer match. So
the original cowbell.
Well, yeah, there you go. I love that. So that's gonna be. I think you have to go with Curacao because of how small they are, right? Like it's very small country. Yeah, so you got to go for them. They've got to be the underdog, right? I mean, that's.
I'm not kidding. Forest City looks bigger.
Well, it might be. I don't know, but I think you got to root for them. But we'll do some homework and then really figure it out before we get to that point. But we're going to get to a break here in a second. Before we do that, the weekend's here. You're looking for a night out, maybe next week. All the action I talked about earlier. Just so many games, so many sports going on right now. You're looking for a night out, a place to watch all these games, keep an eye on them. I got the place for you. It's Bell Tavern, located at 117 Barbaro Alley. Bell Tavern, it's the perfect bar for a night out with your friends to catch a game, but it's not one of those loud, rowdy, obnoxious sports bars that you're used to. No, it's the exact opposite of that. Enjoy a night at Bell Tavern with one of their great cocktails and their quiet, dimly lit bar. And it's not just the drinks. Bell Tavern has the best food in Memphis. Pair one of their gourmet burgers with the coldest beer in the city for a perfect night out. For more information about our friends over at Bell Tavern, give them a call, 901-249-6580, or go online to belltavern.com. Well, let's go ahead and get to another break. When we return, it's going to be a lot of fun. The summer's right around the corner. The Ed Murphy Classic, it has become a staple here in the area in July. But tomorrow, a track and field event over at Houston High School. Eddie Murphy, he's going to join us. He'll be at that event tomorrow. Also, U.S. Olympian Ryan Krauser will be in attendance for that. We'll talk to him about tomorrow's event, his event in July, and a couple of other topics. We do all that next on Sports Time.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Attention business owners, now you can protect what matters most with EnviroMaster Services. EnviroMaster is a health and safety company providing complete disease prevention and odor control programs for commercial properties and restaurants. Don't take a chance. Let EnviroMaster kill the germs that kill your business. Right now, EnviroMaster is protecting over 300 Memphis area customers. So let EnviroMaster protect your business. Call 901-500-5361 or go to enviro-master.com.
Napa Cafe celebrates 28 years in 2026.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. If you are a first-time guest or have dined with us countless times, I want to thank you for making us part of your lives. Whether you're celebrating with the crowd or planning a cozy date night on the town, Napa Cafe can provide you an extraordinary evening. We have 5 dining rooms, including our private wine cellar, our Jan's room for 2 guests, and the Eleanor room for parties up to 60. Sit back, relax, and celebrate. Leave the cooking to us. Come see me at Napa Cafe, 5101 Sanderlin Avenue. We're open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. We also offer curbside pickup from our full menu. For details on our stay-in, dine-out menu or reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. We can't wait to serve you.
Come join in and celebrate 28 years of Napa Cafe in 2026.
Looking for sports in all the wrong places? Try the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland's Town Square. Fun, exciting, friendly, and comfortable with wall-to-wall TVs. 24 taps for all your beers, including $3 domestic and $5 craft pints on Mondays. Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 happy hour. Music bingo Tuesdays. Daily specials and online ordering. The Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland's Town Square. Highway 70. Check Facebook for daily specials and weekend music at the Owner's Box.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. Fiveash Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawa Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawa is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon, T-Dot. Trying to sort out a couple of accidents out here. It's heavy, no surprise. 240, especially going eastbound here from Mill Branch, trying to get on the 385 Bill Morris Parkway. That's cranking up pretty good, headed on out towards the Collierville area. Well, there's definitely some radar down I-40 this afternoon as you come out of Shelby County there into Fayette County. So be careful on I-40 all the way out through Fayette County. Hey, bridal season just around the corner. Shop local this weekend at Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Back into Sports Time, Bryant and Brett with you, and we've got to talk some track and field as we've made it to the spring, summer around the corner, a perfect time to be outside and be at these track and field events. And joining us now to talk about these events, Eddie Murphy. You know him with the Ed Murphy Classic. He joins us now. Eddie, thanks so much for joining us. A lot I want to talk about with you, including that Ed Murphy Classic coming up in July. But let's start with this event tomorrow at Houston High School, track and field event. And in attendance, U.S. Olympian Ryan Krauser is going to be there. That's a 3-time Olympic gold medalist. Tell us a little bit about that event and then Ryan and what he's going to be doing out there.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, first of all, I just want to thank you guys. I mean, #1 sports talk show in Memphis, and we're trying to do something great for Memphis. You know, we hear a lot of bad things. LeBron says things that are going on that aren't so great about Memphis, but you know, y'all are the number one talk radio show, and we've got something super that's going on. This is year 10 of the Ed Murphy Classic, and 2 years ago with this Houston Classic, Scott Hamlet's the head coach out there. I mean, he's amazing. And we brought in Asafa Powell 2 years ago, who basically mentored Usain Bolt and has broken the 10-second more than anybody in the world ever, historically.
Yeah. Wow.
And so tomorrow at the Houston Classic, Scott Hamlet has really grown this meet. I mean, just to kind of give you an idea, we've got city schools, county schools, private schools, suburban schools, out of town. We got 1,900 athletes that are going to be coming tomorrow from 48 different schools to run. And you know, Scott's doing a wonderful job to grow this meet. We've got pro timers that are coming in, so it's, you know, sometimes these meets we found can be really, really slow, but he's been helping us with this pro meet, and we're being best in class. And so we want to share that knowledge with our high school, with our coaches, things like that, because with the LA Olympics coming in 2028, they're looking for another track town USA in America. And it might as well be Memphis. Mm-hmm. It can be Memphis.
And Eddie, it can. And what you just described, as long as I've known you, you have been the big tent guy, Eddie. You're far bringing any and all to these events and to have this fun. And the very essence of track and field of, I'm faster than you, or I threw the discus farther than you, or I could jump higher than you, and that's what you've always espoused, and you've always been a lot of fun doing it. And Bryant knows the facilities well. You got a great facility out there at Houston for the weekend.
Oh, absolutely! Got a brand new track out there. They're really excited about it. And, you know, look, what we've found is that we need better coaches, and so we're the only nonprofit track meet in the United States, and we finished third in the United States and 23rd in the world. And every time I say that, it kind of humbles me, because in year 10, beating the Drake relays, the Penn relays, Mount Sac, and your peer group is London, Monaco, you know, all the great cities around the world. It's pretty cool. That's our peer group, and they're worried about us because there's so many great American athletes that don't want to go to Europe. You know, we finished third in the United States and 23rd in the world. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
They're not in America. You know?
Yeah.
It does. And Eddie, I swear, from the first time I ever met you, and thank you for the kind compliment, and as I told you, anything, and I don't want John Harden to feel like I'm poaching from him, though, because he loves having you on his midday show, so I don't want him to feel that way, but anything for you, I've always felt that way about you, and I tell people, yeah, he is as funny as the other Eddie Murphy, and they spell it differently.
Well, you know, it's funny. My son, I just drove in from Augusta, kind of scored some tickets late, and my son lives in Bend, Oregon, which is out near Eugene. Just got in the car with me for my future son-in-law's bachelor party. So, and then I got to roll in here tonight, and then go to
be careful,
tomorrow,
Eddie.
go to Houston. Absolutely.
Pace yourself. You know long distance running. I mean, the day at Augusta and now this. In Bend, Oregon, I mean, that is the heart and soul of track and field country.
Oh, they get it. And, you know, we're already talking about putting on a mini Murph out there, and all the Nike people out there, and Willie Gregory's paying attention to us, and we got a lot of great people that we're just starting to connect, because it takes a long time. Being a nonprofit, you know, we've raised more money every year, so our trend is up. But we're competing with these places around the world that, you know, they raise $1.4 million easy. You know, we raised $650,000 last year, and 38 cents on the dollar goes to the Murphy Track Club, which we started. This is year 4. We go in the inner city. We're at Raleigh, Egypt. We're at Halle Stadium. We're at Cordova. Yes. We're in some great areas. We want to keep growing that, and we hire great coaches. And if we need more great coaches, that's why we bring in some of the best in the world to coach through the Memphis Shelby County schools. We coach those coaches to get better. Because it takes a village to do this.
It does, and you have always espoused that, and you've always worked and done it. You haven't just talked about it, you've done it. Eddie, what was the first year you put on a pair of Nikes? I know it was a long time before it was cool in a publicly traded company.
Oh, yeah, Phidippides on right over by the University of Memphis on Highland when they came out with those waffles. It was amazing. Absolutely love those shoes. I'm kind of dating myself there, Brett.
78?
I guess we both can. Yeah, probably 78, right? Basically when they came out. I mean, it's right there. It changed the world.
Yeah. No,
it's amazing. He made those out of a waffle, It's
crazy.
Incredible. The story about him and what he's done and accomplished in 88 years young, Phil Knight, we're talking of?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a lot of synergy there, guys. The USATF is, let's go backwards. Sebastian Coe came in 2022, and they'd never put the World Championships on in America. And I'm sitting there on TV watching it, and he goes, we're here at the Nest out in Eugene, Oregon, beautiful $250 million facility. And he goes, we're here in America because we need to raise the awareness of track and field because the LA Olympics are coming in 2028. I'm sitting there looking at TV, and I'm like going, man, we got a shot. We started this is year 10. I was like, we're there because the athletes love us. Mm-hmm. They come down to Beale Street. They have a big time. Look, LeBron James say whatever he wants to. These athletes are begging to be noticed in America, and we're giving them that opportunity. Mm-hmm. It's really not that hard.
No, not at all.
And,
yeah, well, you
we
mentioned
have so much to give in this city. We get beat up, but we got so much to give.
No, we absolutely do. And you mentioned Beale Street and the pole vaulters out on Beale Street. Tell me, when did you first realize, we should put pole vaulting out here on Beale Street and talk to us about that because that's been really fun to watch.
Well, it's kind of great question. And so when we started this meet and we had some Olympians coming, some guys that kind of a God wink. I got to know Ronaldo Nehemiah and John Niobani, and Niobani, they were both two of the top agents in the world, and they came in town, and they were like, hey, man, Ed, we need some more meets in the United States. We want to bring you to Zurich and put you in the meetings. And their budget in Zurich was $12 million. And so we go downtown, and the night before the meet, they've got 40,000 seats sold out for the next 10 years. Whenever they do it, that's how big it is.
Wow.
And so we're sitting downtown, and all of a sudden you go down and you go, what in the world is this? It's just like Beale, but they got a theater. It's right on the river. It's a beautiful setting, and they have a high jump, long jump, triple jump. They put a track down that cost $1 million to run kids meets, elementary, middle, and high school. And every field event is down there, and I just went, oh, my God, this is Beale. And I said, let's put our spin on it and make it ours.
Wow.
And so now we've had, you kidding? We've had the silver medalists, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the world jump on Beale.
Wow.
And Krauser probably can throw the shot all the way down Beale with the roll.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. It's right there next. We got Alfred's. We need to grow it even more and get every one of those places. I work First Horizon Bank. I think we're going to rent out one of the Mickey Silkies or something like that and grow this thing because throwing it right there in Handy Park is going to be sick.
Oh, yeah.
It will be. And you were at Augusta yesterday, and on 15, you camped out for a long time, and you were also the recipient of the nice pricing at the cold beer stand, I understand. 15 almost got out of hand yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to use the word shit show, but it was complete. It was.
Well, maybe not.
Sorry about that, but it really was fun because these guys were, they were getting up and trying to get up and down from everywhere because they couldn't hold the green. It was crazy.
Wow. Yeah, no, it looked like it on TV. It was a mess out there, but maybe guys understand it a little bit better today. Eddie, before we let you go, tell us one more time about that event tomorrow, when people need to be out there, and what they can expect out at Houston High School.
Yes, so look, they're out there today and they're out there tomorrow. Ryan Krauser is going to be there from 12 till 2, signing autographs, taking selfies. It ought to be a spectacle. I mean, the guy's broken, I don't know, the last how many world records he's held in a row, but like quantifying it, Brett, to golf, Paul Doyle, who runs the American Track League, who's his agent, he got us involved in this Ed Murphy Classic. He said he's dominated this sport more than Tiger Woods has.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
Wow.
So any of your listeners out there, it's Ryan Krauser, Crouser. Look him up. It's pretty amazing. He'll be right here in Memphis, and he's excited to be here, guys.
Wow.
And look, we had 68 Olympians from 470 athletes from 28 different countries. And it's only going to get better if we can keep growing this thing, guys. It's, like I said, it takes a village. Anybody listening that wants it, this Murphy Track Club, it's going to be about $430 to sponsor one kid for the summer. And we need it because, look, we've got a chance. What all our coaches are telling us in the board meeting was that, with everybody here, every agency fighting crime, the kids are scared to join gangs this year because they're scared they're going to get caught for the first time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we're just one of many great nonprofits in this city that are doing great work, and we're fixing it one kid at a time.
Absolutely. Well, it is awesome to see what you're doing out there, and I know tomorrow's gonna be a lot of fun.
Great stuff, Eddie. Thank you so much, and we want you back quite often. Okay.
Definitely.
Well, look. So listen, it's June 10th and June 11th. 10th, we're going to be at the University of Memphis. Look, we had a guy named Quincy Wilson last year, broke the world record in the 18 and under 400 meter, and he beat the gold medalist in Paris when he did it. So we got athletes. If you want to watch some fun, it's really good.
Yeah.
I'll be there, Eddie. I promise you. We want you back. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Pace yourself.
Thanks, Eddie.
Absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity, guys. Take care.
You're not 20 anymore.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Thanks,
Thank you, Eddie.
Eddie Murphy joining us. Should be a lot of fun tomorrow at Houston High School. And, Ryan Krauser, that's a guy, the last 3 Olympics, gold medal. That's you don't bump into that every day.
Just prolific, and that a lot of people remember Ronaldo Nehemiah more from trying it in the NFL with the San Francisco 49ers, but that's who Eddie knows and who he can get to town, and the great work that he's done, and just a fantastic guy, great family.
Yeah, obviously he's done a lot of great things here with a lot of these Memphis area, the high schools and different things like that, and then his event, and hopefully we're able to talk to him again before the Ed Murphy Classic happens this summer. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, but it was because we were really, it was the Olympic year. Everybody was getting ready for the Olympic, and you went down the roster of who was going to be there. That person Olympian, that person's going to be at the Olympics. It was just, every other name was somebody that was going to be at the Olympics, and you had an opportunity here in Memphis to go and watch those athletes perform before they were on the biggest stage in the world.
We've got to go. Don't let me forget that, and we go.
No, definitely. We will absolutely get out there because it is a really, really fun event. But let's go ahead and get to another break, and when we return, it'll be time for Big Number of the Day.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, there's some things about the Rendezvous I want to talk about. For example, we make it really easy to park. We have valet parking right at Monroe Street in our alley. We also want to make it easy for people to get to-go orders. You can now park in our alley right at our front door and put your flashers on. People also forget that we take reservations for 6 or more. And we have a wonderful party room upstairs that can accommodate people for rehearsal dinners, birthday parties, reunions, graduations. Our rooms seat between 25 and 275 people. And everything at the Rendezvous can be packed to go. Brett, we also do catering. See our menu online, and we can even deliver for groups of 15 or more. So if you have any questions, always feel free to call us at the Rendezvous because we answer our phone ourselves. You'll never hear, please listen carefully for our menu has changed. Press 1 for reservations, press 2 for hours, press 3 for catering, or if you know your party's 9-digit extension number and the first 3 letters of their mother's maiden name, dial it now. Come see us at the Rendezvous.
Since 1948, the Rendezvous.
Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening is coming to the Graceland Soundstage. Saturday, May 9th at 8 p.m. Jason's thunderous drumming recalls one of the greatest to ever sit behind the skins, his late father, John Bonham of Led Zeppelin. This is as close as you will ever get to letting the lead out live. Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Get your tickets today at GracelandLive.com.
Your home is your best investment, so why not make it the best it can be with help from Gates Lumber? Start with your front door, serving two purposes, curb appeal and security. Gates has solid construction doors built for security, durability, and beauty. See and compare wood, steel, and fiberglass options side by side at Gates Showroom. It's easier to choose when you can see and touch real doors with real assistance from knowledgeable staff helping you choose the right door for your home and budget. So don't just replace your door, upgrade your protection, and Gates Lumber is the right choice. Family owned and operated, serving you for over 100 years with free estimates, free delivery, competitive prices, and quality products. Call 901-942-3201, go to gateslumber.com, or come by their showroom, 1253 South Bellevue Boulevard. Gates Lumber, celebrating over 100 years with a passion for craftsmanship since 1920.
Listen up, Rebel fans. Your next winning drive starts at Landers Ford in Collierville. Their game plan is simple. Find you the most savings possible. Make a trade, lower your payments, or let them buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from them. That's how you keep moving the chains. Just like the Grove on game day. Fans all across the Mid-South keep coming back to the #1 Ford dealership in Greater Memphis. See them today in Collierville or online at LandersFordMemphis.com. When you own a Landers Ford, you get the support of a certified service tech with the Landers Ford Remote Service Experience Program. They pick it up, drop it off, or fix it on the spot, so you're never left watching from the sidelines. To finish the drive, the iconic Landers Easy Pass always brings more for your trade and the biggest discounts to put you in victory formation. And now, straight from the 1977 Ole Miss football team that took down #1 ranked Notre Dame, the final snap of the day from Landers Ford President Don Kitchens.
If it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2024 total new vehicle retail sales report, Memphis Market.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Brian Dacus.
And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brown. It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
What up, big guy? I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
All right, Brett, my big number comes from Major League Baseball, and it's actually a player that has already been mentioned on this show once today. I believe it was, I don't remember, maybe Bruce that mentioned him when we were talking some Major League Baseball. My big number is the number 10. Chase Burns for the Cincinnati Reds has struck out at least 9 batters in 6 innings or fewer in 5 of his first 10 career Major League Baseball starts. No other pitcher to make his first career start in the modern era, which we know is since 1901, has had more than 3 such outings through their first 10 MLB starts. So Chase Burns with 2 more than what anybody has had in the modern era. A really nice start to his career in Cincinnati, and we'll see what he can do this weekend.
Okay, so we know that in the NFL we've kind of reformulated the history, and they've gone a long way with Tyler Hero in mind to Super Bowl to now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we decided for NCAA tournament. What did we decide for NCAA tournament?
We kind of said the CBS era.
The CBS that was it. The CBS era.
Yeah.
We got to do better in 1901.
1901 for the modern era. Like, that's okay. If you want that to be a start point for something, that's fine. But it can't be the modern. There's nothing modern about 1901.
No. We had no cars. We had no nothing.
I don't know.
we had no nothing.
I don't know what that point is, but I know it's not 1901.
Let's use this. Let's use September 2nd, 1945. That was the day on the decks of the USS Missouri, the end of World War II.
I like that.
Japan surrendered. That would encompass Jackie Robinson that we're getting ready to celebrate. So end of World War II is our Tyler Hero starting place for baseball.
I like that. I think that's much better.
Cuts out Babe Ruth.
It does, but you know,
I don't know if I like that.
Well, but again, like, we're not rewriting history. We're not eliminating everything after that. We're just saying in terms of, and if you're just using modern era, I would say Babe Ruth is not in the modern era. So I think we can leave him out of that. I'd be okay with that.
In our last guess, in anything track and field, I'm not going to cut out Jesse Owens in the 36 Olympics.
Absolutely not.
So we got to be careful. We don't want to carve out a.
But again, Brett, I think you're confusing what we're talking. We're just talking about where we set the modern era. We're not erasing history here.
Me confused. I thought it was Sunday until about 9 o'clock today. Golly,
Brett,
boy.
you keep bringing that up. I mean,
I know.
We could have just forgotten about it.
It kind of scared me. My big number is 18 winners of the Masters. That's 18 winners of the Masters by foreign players. Roy last year could go back to back.
Yeah.
He's the only Northern Ireland winner ever. Gary Player was the first foreign player to win from South Africa. Been 2 South Africans to join him since Trevor Immelman. You'll see a lot on the coverage. And Charles Schwartzel. Spain with 4. That's the most. Seve with 2. And then Jose Maria Olazabal with 2. And Sergio and John Rahm. 39 Americans good for 64 wins at Augusta National.
Wow, and we'll see if it's an American or if it's a international this year. A couple Americans right there towards the top of the leaderboard, but Rory McIlroy still at the top. He is now 8 under through 14. We'll see what he ultimately finishes at. A couple, 3 guys at 6 under behind him, but Rory starting to separate himself a bit.
I'd be okay with Sam Burns in his first major.
Yeah, we talked about Sam Burns yesterday.
LSU get their big win in April.
Yeah, had that 67 yesterday. A 71 today. So he's had a nice start through 2 rounds. I'd be completely fine if it was Sam Burns.
Tommy Fleetwood would be fine.
Oh, I'd love it. Tommy Fleetwood.
I'm not for Rory, and I will be pulling hard against.
Yeah, I don't really know who I'm for and who I'm against. I don't think I'm really against anybody at the top. But
that cut line's staying there, isn't it? It's staying at +4. I thought it might bring in the 5s. It doesn't look like now it will. 56 players at +4 or better.
Yeah. So it looks like that cut line's going to be at 4 over. But yeah, I think
you think the Hoygards ride with each other to Hilton Head, to Arbortown?
I hope so. I mean,
you too. Got to save all the cash we can.
Good road trip for the
They're
brothers.
worth about $20 million each.
I don't think they need to. I don't think they're worried about saving anything. But I think I'm in favor of, in terms of the top 5 guys, I'm either Team Fleetwood or Team Rose right now. I think those are the 2 guys I'm planting my flag for. I would be,
and we would get both in Memphis.
Yeah.
We're getting defending champ in Memphis.
Yeah, so I think that would be that'd be cool if one of them won. I'd be completely fine with that. But we're gonna get to a break here in a second, wrap up this hour. But before we do that, let me remind you, looking for a spot to eat tonight or into the weekend, the perfect place to go when you're in Memphis is to get some barbecue. And you can get that world famous Memphis style barbecue at the Commissary. Awarded the best barbecue in the city in the Commercial Appeal's Best Barbecue in Memphis 2025 Bracket Showdown. Visit either location in Germantown and in Collierville. Stop in for lunch or for dinner. At the Collierville location, stop in and try their all-you-can-eat buffet. Available Monday through Friday. Pick and choose between 3 proteins, 5 sides, a salad, and a drink, all for just $15.95. For more than 40 years, the Commissary has been a staple in this area, and a major reason is because of the quality of food they serve. My go-to, it's got to be the ribs, but it's hard to resist the barbecue shoulder. Get it chopped or pulled, get it by the plate or by the pound. Comes in handy with the sandwich packs. Feed the whole group with a 6-pack, an 8-pack, even a 12-pack. And don't forget about the dessert, like the delicious banana pudding, brownie, or the lemon icebox pie. Check out the entire menu and catering options at commissarybbq.com. Whether it is a watch party for one of the games or the golf this weekend, or maybe an office party, let the commissary cater your next event. Also, while you're doing that, check out their private party rooms, perfect for any occasion. But today, stop in at either location in Germantown, open daily until 8 p.m., and in Collierville, open until 9 p.m. for that world-famous Memphis-style barbecue at the commissary. Well, let's wrap up this second hour, get to a break, and when we return, we're going to talk the Masters. Dan Reardon from KMOX, he joins us next.
It's time for the ultimate hot wing showdown at the World Championship Hot Wing Contest and Festival, Saturday, April 18th at the Memphis River Garden Park on Riverside Drive. See over 60 teams fighting for hot wing supremacy, along with live blues, soul, and rock and roll, all in support of the Ronald McDonald House at the St. Jude Walk. It's a sizzling day of fiery flavors, live music, and family fun, and you're invited. Get your tickets now at worldwingfest.com. Sponsored by RS Financial Group, ATC Fitness, Road Warrior Staffing, and Universal Access. This is your delicious chance to make a difference. Mercedes-Benz Van Center Memphis has serious vans for serious work. At 4430 American Way, they are the Mid-South source for cargo, passenger, crew vans, and custom chassis. Need one or a full fleet? New or used, they've got it with fleet solutions and custom upfits. Certified techs keep you moving with fast maintenance, repairs, and a large parts inventory. Mercedes-Benz Van Center is your Sprinter Van headquarters, 901-237-9302 or sprintervans.com. Mercedes-Benz Van Center Memphis, part of the Tag Truck Center family, driven to keep you on the road.
It's a new year, and it's the first new sale at Family Leisure. It's the floor model sale happening now. Family Leisure has deep, like diving deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, even those cold plunges. How deep are these discounts? I'm not allowed to say. So if you've been putting off getting a new spa, then right now is the best time to buy. Here's one price I can let loose. You can get a spa as low as $99 a month. Plus, you can get over $1,000 in upgrades with every spa purchased. One other special deal, you can get an $8,000 spa for only $159 a month. And you know what? Family Leisure is going to throw in some LED lights and waterfalls on most models. Rooms got to be made, and so do the deals at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Zach Bryan with Heaven on Tour.
Poison myself again, something in the orange tells me you'll never come.
Saturday, May 2nd, Davis Wade Stadium.
Wish I didn't, but I do. Remember.
With special guests, Dijon and J.R. Carroll. Tickets on sale Friday at 11 a.m. at ZachBryan.com. Don't miss Zach Bryan live.
To NST, it's never just another case. It's your shot at getting life back on track. Real help, real heart. 35 years and still winning. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or go online at nstlaw.com.
Sports 56 traffic.
Well, good afternoon. As traffic gets a little bit heavier on 240 East here from Mill Branch out to 385. A lot of that traffic now getting onto Bill Morris Parkway going outbound. Pretty much typical for a Friday out here on Sam Cooper going outbound. Lots of radar. I can't emphasize that enough. Be careful. I-40 out through Fayette County. Hey, don't let the slipping transmission make things worse on your car or truck. If you're having transmission issues, come to Amco Transmissions right now. The two area Memphis locations. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, with Dave Woloshin, weekday mornings from 10 to 11. Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Say you stand for
Welcome back into Sports Time. Brian Brett with you as we start our third and final hour on this Friday afternoon. We've got to talk some more Masters, and joining us now, Dan Reardon, the renowned golf reporter over at KMOX. He's at the Masters. He joins us to talk all about it. Dan, thanks so much for joining us. Basically, almost through 2 days of the tournament, what has been your first takeaway from what you've seen out on the course?
Perfect playing conditions. I've tried to find anybody who can tell me the last time we've had a Masters where no rain during the week, not just at the tournament itself, but during the week has occurred, and nobody can tell. I'm sure this happened probably isn't as far back as it seems. But when you have that as a circumstance, and this is the permanent major, this is the only one playing at the same venue every year, you have a committee that can dictate what the results are going to be on a daily basis. And I used a term this morning that I've never used before in talking about Augusta National, but I said, I think the committee is able to establish a speed limit. And each day they know what that speed limit is going to be. And yesterday I think that speed limit was not the 500s. I think 69, 300 was the speed limit. And that Burns and McIlroy broke the speed limit by a couple of strokes. And we're at that same figure again today. So as we look over the 4 days, with the possible exception of Sunday, with winds at 10 miles an hour, perhaps gusting as high as 21, we're seeing players basically facing the same set of circumstance day after day after day. And so today, the course is playing 2 strokes easier, but I can tell you I was on the course for at least a couple of hours. There's not a lot of electricity going on out there. It's sort of a grinding kind of existence for most of these people. And I didn't see if Rory had made his birdie yet at 15. If he would finish at 9 under, I think they flashed on the board down here that if he shoots 9 under, he will have the lowest, or he'll match the lowest 36-hole total by a reigning champion since Ian Woosnam. So I mean, yesterday was magnificent because we had 15 majors represented at the top 10, and we have a significant number again. But it's not very electric today for whatever reason.
And Dan, Augusta National, they like the roars. When you're there, you want to hear it from over there, and you want to see it right in front of you. And it's why using your speed limit premise, I think tomorrow speed limit could stay like this, but on Sunday we got to have electricity. We got to have those roars, don't you think?
Oh, when I brought this up this morning, I said when you get to the back nine on Sunday, it will be on the Audubon. There will be no speed limit at that point in time. And I go back to 2019 when Tiger won. We got to the back nine, and the speed limit was taken off. And what did we see? Everybody but Tiger crashed and burned at 12. And Tiger just had set it on cruise control and waited for everybody to wreck, again, overworking this auto racing kind of sequence. But he just waited for everybody to crash on the turn, and then he just coasted to the win. It's just, what is the wind going to do to this golf course on Sunday? What's this going to do to the leaders? Players will play through snow, they'll play through rain, they'll play through hail, they'll play through every circumstance before they want to play in the wind. And 10 miles an hour may not seem a lot, but when you're talking about a golf course that's had no rain in 8 days, and you're talking about a golf course with terrain features, and you know what's overlooked about that? It's not the greens that people should pay attention to necessarily. It's how well they're able to hold the fairways. And let's talk just briefly about Rory McIlroy. Yesterday on the front nine, he didn't hit a fairway until he got to the 9th fairway. Wow. And he's a little better at it today, but he's doing a little bit of smoke and mirrors right now. And I don't think you can do that for 4 days and win a major, much less do it at Augusta National.
Yeah, he was all over the place yesterday and was 5 under. Patrick Reed literally played from another fairway on a hole or two yesterday and had a good round. You mentioned 2019 and Tiger, and I was there for that Sunday morning, the early start, because of impending bad weather that really never hit. And Jack Nicklaus described it as on number 12. He said they filled the pond with golf balls, and Tiger was just the veteran playing for the wide side of the green. And Frank Nobilo said he hunted them all down and caught them. Will it be somebody catching somebody, or will it be a veteran presence like a Rory that knows how to get out there and protect a lead?
Well, it depends on how much of that veteran presence you believe is true of Rory right now. It took him 16 years to figure out how to play this golf course. Does that mean that all those other struggles and miscalculations are gone away? I'm not rooting against Rory. It'd be a great story. It'd be the first repeat winner here at Augusta since Tiger in 2000, 2001. He's always had a history of one bad day at Augusta, and we'll find out whether that history is part of him now, or if he's killed all those demons and he's a new player on this course. He certainly has the talent. There's no question he has the talent, but he's been so erratic off the tee, and then turned his talent against the golf course at that point in time. I just fear that you can't do that day in and day out at this venue. You might find a venue where you can do that. You can certainly do that on the PGA Tour. He could do that at Memphis, but I don't know if you can do that for 4 days at Augusta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really, really good question. Brett and I have talked the last couple of days about Justin Rose. He's T5 right now, 69 for the second round for him. This is a guy that's had a lot of success at the Masters, has been runner-up a couple times. What have you seen from him this week, and what do you think about him over these next 2 days?
I think his 5 under total, I didn't look it up, I think his 5 under total matches where he was after 36 holes last year.
Wow.
And I dismissed him at that time. I said, he's in his mid-40s, and people other than Jack Nicklaus don't win in their mid-40s. And quite honestly, he had a brilliant round of golf on Sunday to put himself in that position to tie Roy. I now got burned by my conversation about his age and winning. Justin Rose is a dangerous character. And Justin Rose, I said to somebody, if you wanted to see how Brooks Koepka was going to play in this championship, watch on the first day and see how many putts he makes from 5 to 8 feet. Because when Brooks makes those putts, Brooks contends, and Brooks is making those putts right now. Justin Rose is a guy that he rolls in a lot of 10-footers. It's like he remembers them in the Ryder Cup. Every time he has a 10-footer to win a hole, whether it's a birdie or a par, Justin Rose rolls that ball in the hole, and he's playing that kind of golf somewhat consistently. So I don't think you can dismiss him. Saturday will be a critical round for him because he admitted that the disappointment of losing in the playoff on Sunday was not the disappointment. The disappointment was he performed so poorly on Saturday and made it difficult for himself to win the championship.
Justin Rose was our champion last August at the FedEx St. Jude Championship at TPC Southwind, and there's just not a nicer man out there. And we remember that 1998 burst on the scene, holding out on his final hole at the Open Championship. Mark O'Meara had it in hand. Last fall, he was Ryder Cup captain for the European team, won in 2013 at Marion. This seals Golf Hall of Fame, doesn't it, if he's not already in, Dan?
Oh, I would think so. And, and he admits to it. After he had that and then quickly turned pro, I think he went 2 years, and he didn't make a cut the first year, and he didn't do much the second year. And I think he had to relearn how to compete in the game of golf. He paid his dues to be where he is now in his mid-40s. He did what he needed to do. And out of Europe, who Rory will place ahead of him? Who do you put, ahead of him out of Europe? I'm drawing a blank. Who do we put after Rory as the next top player out of Great Britain or Europe? And I think Justin is certainly in that conversation.
And prototype of what Augusta National wants in a gentlemanly winner.
Well, but we also have to say we go back to Nick Faldo before an English player has won a Masters championship, and that's, 96 when Faldo beat Norman. But it's not been kind to the Brits until Rory won last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it has not. We've now gone 12 minutes in this segment without talking about Scotty Scheffler, which seems like it should be hard to do.
Unthought of,
yeah, it's right, and it kind of reflection on his play, especially today, 2 over in round 2. It's been quiet for him this year. It's been a quiet start for him at the Masters, obviously taking some time off with the birth of his child. What have you seen from him, especially today with this 2 over round?
I really looked at his numbers, and and I'm a firm believer that he's clearly the number one player in the world, even with what Rory is doing these days. And his numbers are just not very good. What does Scotty do? He plays well from the fairway, and he's effective, not great on the greens. Well, his first 2 days, he's had 31 and 32 putts, so you're not going to win the Masters with putting totals in the 30s. And he's missed a pretty high percentage of greens, so his iron game is not sharp. And I noticed that he was getting coverage of him spending a lot of time on the range after his round today. I don't think it's the 3 weeks off. I think he's, we saw the same thing last year when he came onto the tour late because he had the injury to his hand. And he was, Scotty has been a little testy, I think, about press conferences after tournaments when people expect him to win. And he said, just realize winning is really hard to do, and I'm playing well, and I'd have a win, so I don't think I should defend the way I'm playing. Well, he's almost exactly where he was at this time last year, and I thought he was going to win last year on Sunday, and he played briefly, put a burst on the board, and then came back. He's, like I said, he's almost the same player performance-wise, except he has that win on his record that he was a year ago. What he has done is he avoided that opening round that he's had recently where he's very pedestrian in his opening rounds and then played well on the weekend. But, the missed fairway, not the missed fairways, the missed greens, I think is the key. The 31, 32 putts, you're going to do that when you miss, and then with missed greens, you're going to shoot even par 1 over, something like that, because, you miss a green and you 2-putt, to me, that's the same as a 3-putt. I mean, you just haven't done the job.
Our friend Dan Reardon, our guest on our Sissy's Log Cabin guest line, the preeminent golf reporter in the country. And at this August, in the second phase of the playoffs at the BMW at Belle Reve in St. Louis, he will be de facto host. I'll have it covered the week. We'll have it covered the week before, won't we, Bryant? Yeah, and then we'll hand it off to Dan Reardon in St. Louis at Belle Reve the next week before they get to the Tour Championship. Dan, how far is too far back? If this 9 under, Rory gets it in, he through 15, he's on 16 green now. If he stayed at 9 or added to it, how far is too far back?
I'm scanning the names going down the board a little bit. I don't think you have a chance if you're not in red numbers going into tomorrow's round. And I have 24 players at -1 or better. So you got a lot of bodies to climb over, first of all. And secondly, I'll go back to the speed limit. The way they control the scores here is hole locations. And we haven't had the players talk about how difficult or easy the hole locations have been these first 2 days. In fact, we haven't had almost any conversation with anybody today. So I would speculate that we're going to get a little menacing in terms of hole locations from the committee tomorrow to reposition this leaderboard. I don't see anybody throwing a 65 or a 66 at the field tomorrow or Sunday. So, and that's what you would have to do. The breakout round we had today came from Tyrrell Hatton, but he started the day at 2 over. So when he comes in with a 66 to get in contention, he got in contention, but he's still, sitting pretty far off the pace. You got to do that back to back. I don't think you can shoot back to back really hot rounds at this golf course. So as I said, if you're not in red numbers now, you're not checking your coat size for Sunday.
We know with these majors, and especially with the Masters being this early, it's kind of our look and our reminder of the live guys. Were you able to get your eyes on this 3D iron that Bryson DeChambeau's using?
No, I have not, but I will editorialize and say, if what people are talking about halfway through the Masters is your printed iron, you're in trouble. But I think Bryson was in position. The cut is going to come at +4, and right now he's at +3, so he's around for the weekend. I had a conversation with somebody here. I really enjoy Bryson these days, but I don't think he's ever going to be a major factor in golf when he's using 6-iron shafts in his wedges. I just don't think that we've got more than a century of history with the short clubs, and he's trying to break that history. The other thing I said is, going to those standard length shafts in all his clubs, he said he was going to revolutionize his game. I don't know of a single player in professional golf who has followed his lead, and I think probably the rest of the guys are just as smart as he is.
Yeah. Let's just try it the way it's been tried for 100 years. You're right. It would be a little more conventional. For you, what number of Masters does this make for you? We had our friend Grant Hall on the other day from Northwest Arkansas, and he said y'all got the Cardinals figured out for the rest of the year. He was at 44 this year. How many for Dan Reardon?
I go into the 40 club next year.
Wow,
that's wonderful.
Wow,
that is
great.
Yeah, and I'm getting a lot of good vibes from people around here. Now, I mean, it's still a year off, so we'll see what the circumstance is. But no, that's come up for conversation. You guys will always throw that. And actually, as much as that's been a goal for me, the number I'm proudest of, I suppose, is that next year will be either 135 or 136 majors. And for a local radio guy to cover 130-plus majors is unheard of. Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely unheard of. So, like I said, I'll brag about that because I learned as much at the PGA or the U.S. Open. I worked a couple of Open championships. They fill the knowledge of golf folder pretty well for me as well.
Yeah.
And Dan, that's up there. That's passing. I mean, that's more than Grantlet Rice or Dan Jenkins. I mean, that number is bigger than almost anybody that's ever covered the sport.
Not Jenkins. Jenkins got to 200 majors.
Did he really? Okay.
He got there. And I have a friend here who does radio out of Australia, and Graham Agar has done something that probably nobody will ever do, which is Graham has covered over 100 golf majors and over 100 tennis majors, and that's a pretty impressive stat.
Whoa, that is it. By any chance, is Sally Jenkins there, Dan's daughter?
I have not seen Sally. But,
I didn't know
the number of riding press here is dwindling. We talked about the 40. The 40 club is a goal for a lot of people. There's speculation that we're pretty much to the end because the business has changed.
That's right.
And you're not going to see people do this for 4 years. I got into the game late. I shouldn't be in that conversation, quite honestly. But no, I have not seen Sally Jenkins here.
Mm.
And I assume that's because that she got whacked with everybody else at the Washington Post.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate that. Well, Dan, you might be good luck for Rory McIlroy. Since you joined us, he has had 2 birdies. He has now gotten to 10 under, stretching his lead out over the other guys. So who do you think wins it all on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening? Who will we be talking about as Masters champion?
Well, let's just be controversial and say Patrick Reed.
Let's be controversial. And he will ride back in on a chariot back to the PGA Tour with that.
Absolutely. I like the reformed LIV player winning the Masters. I like that scenario.
I'm always for the Reformation Project, aren't you, Dan?
The good story.
Yeah, that's right.
That would be a really, really good story. But Dan, as always, thanks so much for joining us. And enjoy the rest of the weekend. I know it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll talk to you again soon.
I enjoy it, folks. And like I said, it would be great for Rory. I'm not rooting against him.
Yeah, it would be a fun story. Dan, thanks so much for joining us.
Dan.
Enjoy the weekend.
I'll be listening on Sports on a Sunday morning with you and Tom Ackerman. Thank you.
We'll be there. Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Thanks, Dan.
You got it.
Dan Reardon joining us to talk all things Masters. I mentioned it, but Rory McIlroy extending his lead, I believe back-to-back birdies here. I've noticed and I think we've talked about this before, the PGA Tour app, very slow. And it takes it a while to...
But the Masters app.
The Masters app is great, but I had the PGA Tour app pulled up. I'm watching on TV, and I'm seeing he's 10 under. I just watched him hit his birdie, and then I'm looking down here, and it's not updated yet. And usually this TV's a little behind, so I don't know. But yes, back-to-back birdies for Rory McIlroy as he is now 10 under, separating himself from the rest of the field. As close as behind him, 2 guys at 6 under.
I know he's a member of Augusta National, but don't you think we should just put Augusta National tell Manfred to step aside and let Augusta National run baseball?
I think we would have less issues for sure. I think things would be figured out a little bit better. I think so. I think that'd be a good idea.
They wave a wand and make it work.
They really can. They know exactly what they're doing. So yeah, I think they can fix a lot of the issues around Major League Baseball, which is a laundry list of issues. So, but Brett, we talked earlier about kind of our picks, and look out, Landon with the Cam Young pick. Cam Young has been on an absolute tear on this back nine, and he is looking really, really good.
Got a really good bounce on what hole for it to hold, maybe 15, that usually rolls all the way back in the water. It might not have been trying to watch and talk and keep up at the same time. On a Sunday has been difficult for me today. I kid. Well. But he has had a good round, and he will be runaway leader of our picks. I've already deleted Minwoo Lee. He's at about Columbia right now, leaving Augusta for Harbor Town.
Well, yeah, no, he got.
And I hope he's driving alone.
Well, he got an early jump on the way out, I guess you could say. He's not running into any traffic, that's for sure.
No, and next week when we visit with John Goen, the very real prospect of so much for Rory not being able to get over things at Augusta. You go back to back, and that buries that in the deepest part of the ocean.
Yeah, that would be really figuring things out if he can win it back to back. And
then we're talking, his place in golf history. It's very pronounced already.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Just skates into a Hall of Fame right now. He never hit another ball.
That's right. And so, yeah, I mean, it'd be huge if you could go back-to-back at the Masters. Would definitely, put him in a different category up at the top of the sport. And,
then I think we start talking, he'd be the only one we can talk about it around is the Slam for this year.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
Good luck with that. You maybe need to wait till you win at least 2 legs of it.
Sure, yeah.
But he'll be the only one that could this year.
That's right. Yeah, he would start, and we would kind of have him on notice. So it would be a.
Have we jinxed him properly on a Friday afternoon late?
Yeah, I think you got it in. I think you have certainly got it in. Speaking of
Scotty Scheffler. He could be that guy that had that 65-65.
He could. I just, man.
That would win it.
It would. But, man, and I love what Dan Reardon said. It just, he has not been playing great golf recently. And now at the Masters, you saw what he did today. Really struggled at 2 over. And
that's probably the only way he wins it is thinking pair of 65s.
No, he's got to have rounds of his life to get back in the mix. And we'll see. He certainly can do it. I mean, if you're talking about who can do it, he would be the one to do it. But talk about jinxing. We said, I know we talked about it by ourselves. We talked about it with Dan Reardon. Dan Reardon even said that Bryson was going to be safe of that cut line. I don't know. He is completely blown up on 18, and I do not think is going to make the cut. I don't know exactly what shot he's on right now, but good Lord. I mean, it has been first shot went all up in the trees. I mean, he was right there up against a tree, then immediately got out of the trees into a bunker, couldn't get out of that bunker. Once he finally got out of the bunker, he went over the green. Oh, man, it has been a
that would leave me with 0.
Well, yeah, he would leave you. I forgot you have him. So, yes. It's going to be tight. I don't know. Like I said, I was not counting strokes. I don't know exactly where he's at.
I didn't have my wrist counter handy.
No. We'll have to keep that up. We'll have to get an eye on that during the break. Speaking of...
I'm texted now. He has to hole out to make the cut.
Wow. Holy cow. So, what do you got? We're on Bryson watch here.
Help me again with the math. So, I win 0, and we double in the majors and in Memphis. So, that doubled... would be the same as 10 trillion times 0.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, it'd still be 0.
That's
right. It would be 0. So we will definitely keep you updated on what's going on at the Masters. We'll do that in our next segment. Also, some basketball news, some college basketball news, as a former Tiger has his landing spot. We'll talk about that during What's Trending. But before we get to this break, let me remind you about our 5 o'clock sponsor. It's Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City has been the premier Jaguar dealership dealership for the greater Memphis area since 1984. And their talented team is ready to help you find your next perfect vehicle at unbeatable rates. Swing by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City today and check out those brand new models like the Range Rover Sport, the Range Rover Velar, and the Defender. Test drive the Range Rover Sport, where luxury meets performance. It's a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility, with options ranging from 360 horsepower up to 635. It's also available as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle with $7,500 federal tax credit when leased with approved credit. Take a look at the Range Rover Velar, powered by mild hybrid technology and enhanced with the latest well-being features and fully connected entertainment system. The Range Rover Velar is the ultimate luxury compact crossover. Purchase yours today and get 4.4% for 72 months financing available with approved credit. Don't forget about the Defender, available in multiple models to fit your needs. The Defender is built for the modern explorer, and Jaguar Bluff City is offering special interest rates for 60 and 72 months on various models. Give them a call, 877-259-6169. Go online to jaguarbluffcity.com or head out there, and make sure you head out there to test drive these vehicles. 6335 Wheel Cove, just off of Quince, for Bluff City Jaguar. Well, we need to get to another break, and when we return, a lot to discuss during What's Trending.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day
At Sports 56 WHBQ.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. I have been told that my ads are all business and I should share some of my personality. Okay, I love tongue twisters, like the one about the terrific tasting toast by Taste Tester Toaster, or Big Black Bugs, Bleed Blue Blood, and of course Sally and her seashells. Or of course the ever-present I'm a Mother Pheasant Plucker, I plug mother pheasants. Okay, enough of that. If you want an honest, fair, reasonable roofing, siding, or gutter estimate, call Fiveash Roofing at 367-0050. That's exactly what you'll get. No empty promises, no high-pressure sales tactics, and no fast-talking salesman trying to convince you that today and only today is the best day for you to get a new roof. For the record, the best day to get a new roof is when you're ready for one. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets, with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli, with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Go ahead. Just let your car steer itself to either Sunrise on Jefferson or Sunrise East on Poplar. You know you want to. If it's before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, all you have to do is let yourself surrender to the desire to have some hot, fresh, fast, prepared just for you Sunrise deliciousness. Breakfast, lunch, it doesn't matter. Just head to what you really crave, a little Sunrise. Maybe have a piping hot cup of coffee. Or maybe make yourself a Bloody Mary at the Bloody Mary bar. Just settle in for Sunrise.
A long life is wonderful, but it comes with changes as you age. So when you're ready to change your home, Town Village Audubon Park is the perfect choice. Incredible location, amazing amenities, including a pool, all-inclusive dining, and on-site medical care so you can age in place. Monthly rental with no buy-in lets you make current choices. Apartments include full kitchen, washer and dryer, bi-weekly housekeeping, and all basic utilities. Landscape courtyards make it easy to get sunshine and and fresh air. Gated parking keeps you ready to go. And the Town Village Dog Park keeps your fur baby close by your side. Hi, I'm Max. My wife Jean and I moved into Town Village Audubon Park 18 months ago. It's the best decision we ever made. We have made friends here and take part in lots of social activities. It's a comfortable life. So if you're thinking of making a change, come see me and Town Village Audubon Park. I think you'll like it as much as we do. And look, new friends.
It's a new year, and it's the first new sale at Family Leisure. It's the floor model sale happening now. Family Leisure has deep, like diving deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, even those cold plunges. How deep are these discounts? I'm not allowed to say. So if you've been putting off getting a new spa, then right now is the best time to buy. Here's one price I can let loose. You can get a spa as low as $99 a month. Plus, you can get over $1,000 in upgrades with every spa purchased. One other special deal, you can get an $8,000 spa for only $159 a month. And you know what? Family Leisure is going to throw in some LED lights and waterfalls on most models. Room's got to be made, and so do the deals at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Sports 56 traffic.
Well, good evening. Still heavy out here on 40 East, especially from Sycamore View Road all the way out past Germantown Parkway. As you head on out towards Fayette County on I-40, just watch for radar. It's been on and off all afternoon long. There's still a bit of volume over here on 240 in both directions here up by Mill Branch. Hey, don't let the slipping transmission make things worse on your car or truck. If you're having transmission issues, come to Amco Transmissions with 2 area Memphis locations. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we've got a little bit less than 30 minutes left in today's show. Left for this week, we got to talk about what's trending. We'll get back into the Masters in just a second as Rory McIlroy now to 11 under, so he is really rolling to end round number 2. We'll talk some Masters here in a second. We had some pretty big news break while we were talking with Dan Reardon regarding college basketball and the Memphis Tigers, as it is being reported that Kansas State guard, former Memphis guard P.J. Haggerty has committed to Texas A&M. So that is now another Texas school for him. He's a Texas native. Started his career at TCU, then Tulsa, Memphis, Kansas State, and now Texas A&M. It looked like LSU was in the lead for a bit there. Obviously, with his relationship to that coaching staff, he almost ended up at NC State with Will Wade last year. I mean, pretty much was committed to NC State before Darian Williams took his name out of the transfer portal and landed there, and then NIL money got a little weird before he landed at Kansas State. So a lot of people thought he would go to Will Wade, but it always felt like those big Texas schools were going to be in play, being a Texas guy, and now he'll go and play some buckyball next year.
He will. I think Ole Miss thought they had a shot, but knew it was going to be tough with what LSU could offer and now what Texas A&M must have offered and won. So 5 schools, 4 not Memphis, 1 Memphis in the P.J. Haggerty experience.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of schools for him, and now
the one year he said yes was really good.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was a great year, and that's why so many people wanted him back, and so many people thought that Memphis had a chance to bring him back because of the success that not only he had, but the team had around him. But it always felt like kind of a long shot to bring P.J. Haggerty back. I mean, you look around, even though Kansas State struggled for other reasons that weren't P.J. Haggerty, he finished the year 4th in the country in scoring, so it always felt like there were going to be teams that were going to offer a lot of money to him to come and be their scorer, and now he'll go to Texas A&M, and we'll see what it looks like in the SEC for him.
And, Brian, I hope others don't. They can. I know I've had plenty of criticism, but this is not one for me for Penny Hardaway. I don't think every fit and start and swing and miss in the portal is going to be subjected to searing indictment and a lot of criticism for him, because he can still put together a good team for next year. I think missed on this one, but okay, you can still, with what I think and how Memphis will be funded, you can still put together a good team. We talked about if you had Haggerty, you had Brumbaugh, you had, what was the third player most coveted?
Oh, we talked about Wagner.
Wagner.
Yeah.
All right. One of the two out of Brumbaugh or Wagner, I think, with capable, competent point guard and other accompanying players, you'll be fine. I never thought it was going to be the clean sweep.
No. I don't think it's going to be the clean sweep. I think they're in a good spot if they get one of the three. Obviously, they're not going to get P.J. Haggerty. He's committed to Texas A&M. I don't think you get two of the three. Even before, I didn't think you would get two of the three. I personally, and we've talked about this, I would not have enjoyed a Rowan Brumbaugh and P.J. Haggerty backcourt. I think that would have been very sloppy. I think they have I'll be honest, I don't know, and I have no information or have heard anything. I have no idea. I don't think they're going to land Rowan Brumbaugh. I think he's going to go to a high major school and play in one of these big time conferences. I think DJ Wagner is a really good possibility. He saw his minutes dwindle at Arkansas, and this is a guy that at one point a lot of people thought had the next level written on him, and so maybe for him to come down a level and play at Memphis where he can be one of the go-to guys and be a starter and have the ball in his hands a lot, I think that's something that he would probably enjoy. And obviously the history there with his family, I think that's something that they're probably in a good spot for. I've heard, and we had a texter yesterday, and we ran out of time before I saw it, kind of point out, and maybe it is. We talked to Greg Gasson yesterday and asked him about what's going on with Aaron Bradshaw. Why in the world have we not heard anything from him? And this texter pointed out that, both DJ Wagner and Aaron Bradshaw went to Camden. They were teammates there. Maybe there's something going on there. You never know. These guys, they do like to play with each other and like
they were kind of a grouping going to Kentucky.
They were, yeah. And so, maybe there is something there. I don't know, but if you were asking me today or even earlier about those three guys, I think DJ Wagner would be the guy Memphis will be in the best spot for.
And P.J. Haggerty, the decision I thought came a little quick. I didn't know it was coming this quick, but money talks.
Yeah, when you
get that offer,
sure.
Where'd I sign?
Yeah, and you never know what we'll hear about it and kind of what the figures and if they're real figures or not. But I think for him, last year got so untidy in terms of he waited till the very last minute. When he got out there, a lot of places were already had their guy. And so what he wanted, or at least what was reported he wanted, there were only a couple of schools out there that could give him that. Then those spots got filled up, and he kind of, it sounds like just kind of landed at Kansas State. And so I think, maybe for him it was, I want to get out there as quick as possible. When I find a school that I feel like I can fit at, the money is right, I'm not wasting any time. I'm going to commit, and let's get all of that out of the way instead of what happened last year that, ended up putting him in a really difficult spot at Kansas State. So, definitely surprised of how fast it was. It really felt quick. But, for Memphis fans, you can mark that one off the board and kind of go to who's next on that kind of want list.
I just don't think it should be met with being crushing news or unwarranted heavy criticism of Penny Hardaway.
No,
I don't.
I don't think Penny Hardaway or the staff deserves any sort of criticism. Like I said, I think it was always going to be tough to bring P.J. Haggerty back. And so I don't think, any player, if it's an individual type deal, I think the kind of criticism, all of that will come of the roster as a whole, put together once we see it out on the court. There can be disappointment. I'm sure fans are upset. There's going to be people that are disappointed, sad that P.J. Haggerty isn't coming back, which is fine. But yes, I don't think there should be any sort of criticism to Penny Hardaway or the staff about not getting P.J. Haggerty back. But we'll see. Hopefully we get some news over the weekend and maybe things start coming together with some guys out of the portal as it continues to roll along. But Brett, I tried to waste as much time as possible. Bryson DeChambeau. It was not a good finish for him.
It was a ride, wasn't it?
Oh, boy.
Glad the 3D printer iron really worked.
Well, yeah.
Try one from a golf shop.
Yeah, well, that's not going to make the headlines.
But I'm not angry. I'm going to enjoy the Masters all weekend.
You are, but
I'm as unlocked as Rory is now.
Well, that's right, and Rory is he's on another level right now. But I did, when we were talking with Dan Reardon, I kind of glanced over at the TV. And I saw Bryce like right up against the tree, and I was like, "Wow, that's a
tree,
that's a
sand,
And then I saw him go
not
into the
fairway.
sand.
You know he was on the tee box.
Yep. And I was like, "Wow!" And then I saw, and I
that's
think
3 shots.
I think one of the times I wasn't even watching TV. I think I saw Landon's reaction in the other room when he couldn't get out of the bunker, and I was like, "Oh boy, this is not good at all."
It was the same as my reaction.
Yeah. Well, that's
visibly moved.
Yeah, a 7 on 18 for Bryson DeChambeau.
Matt Berry, who I just love, and hadn't the Masters coverage between Matt Berry and Scott Van Pelt and Laura Rutledge, it's felt very college football-y.
It kind of has. Yeah. I haven't really put that together, but you're right. It has.
And back in the day at CBS, Jim Dance did SEC anyway.
Yeah.
Matt Berry just tweeted, game, period, set, period, Masters, period. I don't know that I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's certainly a lot to play, but, oh boy, I mean, you look at what Rory McIlroy has done. He started this back 9 with a bogey on 10. Since then, par, birdie, birdie, par, birdie, 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 and he's on 18 right now to end his round. So, I mean, it's
and
hard
that
to get
bogey
much
on
better.
10, to quote Ian Baker Finch, it was right down the mayor's office. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And from second shot on, got him there. A really tough hole. If Rory blows this, does that nuke what happened last year?
In what sense? Like
are we back to Rory's got snakes in the head?
Well, he certainly could. I think mentally, if he kind of falls apart, I think you could possibly see that.
But the answer is no. You know why?
Why?
Green jacket, by
Well,
golly.
that's what I was about to say.
Green jacket.
That's why I asked, because if you're talking mentally, then yes. But in terms of kind of history, no, we're not going to rewrite history. I mean, he's
scoreboard,
a Masters winner. But yeah, I mean, he's in a really good spot right now, and we'll see what he does this weekend, and if he can make it back to back. I mean, I think it would be a really cool story if this guy that. I mean, for years we're talking about, will he ever win a Masters? If he can go out there, not only win it once, but win it back to back. But I do think the guys behind him, this group at 6 under, at 5 under,
look at Cam
they're going to
Young.
make it difficult.
He's at everything on the sweet spot.
Yeah. No, I'm happy to see this. I know he's Landon's pick. I had a bet on him to go under today on the. I think his line was 71.5, under 71.5. So he's gonna get through that. So we love a little action today for him.
While we're offering up friendship and support, we certainly give ours to you over Akshay Bhatia as well.
Yeah, well, that I mean, he was a popular pick. He was a trendy pick coming into the week. Rode that lefty.
I know you felt the sincerity, didn't you?
No, I really did feel the sincerity. But that's kind of what these weeks are for. You got to kind of work through it, and these we're early in golf picks, so get it all out right now so that you can really hit a
It's for keepers with the golf picks.
Right,
it's our most contentious banner. No doubt.
No, it definitely is. It's going to get ugly in the next couple of weeks. Now it's this is the friendly part of it, but
can you imagine what I'm going to get from John Gowen next Wednesday at 4 o'clock?
Well, again, it's early, Brett. We're just working through.
I'm not feeling in love in a few text exchanges with him.
Well,
I'm really not.
Well, yeah, that is understandable, but it's going to be fun throughout the weekend. See how this all wraps up. If Rory McIlroy can make it 2 in a row, or somebody else gets on the move and wins it on Sunday. But
all our golf guests this week, and that includes John Gowen, his experience in the game, and our friends we checked in with at Augusta, Colin Cody, the tournaments he's covered there, and Doug Bell and Grant Hall and Dan Reardon. We only had about 200 years of golf experience check in with us this week.
We really did.
I'm really proud of that, and I appreciate them so much.
Oh, no. They have been awesome this week, and really appreciate them, especially, the handful that were out there and actually working to give us some time and come on with us. Really, really nice of them, and was a blast to talk with them about everything going on at the Masters. But let's go ahead and get to our final break of the day. When we return, we'll wrap up today's show. We'll wrap up this week with Moe's Crunch Time.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I have so many people tell me they hear my ads on this station and that they want to know if I'm really as bad a golfer as everyone says. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors, and yes, I hate to say I am. I wish I were in my 90s because I could then tell people I shoot my age. But being a bad golfer is not terrible because I devote so much of my time to selling homes to keep my clients happy. Over the many years in the real estate business, I developed a highly successful strategic marketing program, not merely a listing program. Using preparation, presentation, and proper pricing, it works. If you're thinking of selling, talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers and make sure that I am one of them. Find out why people often say that when you want the job done, call Shell Dunn. That's Shell Dunn Rosengarten, 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. Do it now. Shell Dunn, 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com.
Mercedes-Benz Van Center Memphis has serious vans for serious work. At 4430 American Way, they are the Mid-South source for cargo, passenger, crew vans, and custom chassis. Need one or a full fleet? New or used, they've got it. With fleet solutions and custom upfit. Certified techs keep you moving with fast maintenance, repairs, and a large parts inventory. Mercedes-Benz Van Center is your Sprinter Van headquarters. 901-237-9302 or sprintervans.com. Mercedes-Benz Van Center Memphis, part of the Tag Truck Center family. Driven to keep you on the road.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, after 76 years, we've decided to expand our product line. Anyone who's tasted our ribs is familiar with our vinegar base. It's now available in a 32-ounce jar. It's so good to base or marinate all meats. I even put a little bit on turnip greens. Something we've been using at the restaurant or at our house has been the Greek seasoning. My father was a cook, but my mother was a chef, and she was the one that put Greek seasoning on everything from a Mediterranean diet or a steak. My mom used it on soup, salad, veggies, fish, any meats. It's a great seasoning and a flavor enhancer. My brother Nick figured out salt and pepper was more than just McCormick's and Morton's. He's come up with a perfect blend we use to coat our shoulders and our brisket, and he used to make it for his friends as Christmas gifts, and they loved it. All these products are available at the Rendezvous or online for shipping as gifts and in many grocery stores. And if they're not in your favorite grocery store, ask your grocer to stock it.
A beloved family affair and still going strong since 1948, the Rendezvous.
NST is the way to go. Call 68370.
This is Parker Trotz with NST Injury Attorneys. After a car accident, money is on the line, and that's why one call can change everything. For over 35 years, we've gone toe-to-toe with insurance companies and won billions for our clients.
NST is the way to go. Call 68370. They've got the fight, they've got the heart.
NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or visit nstlaw.com.
Come on and let the good times roll, y'all. Or as we say in Louisiana, laissez le bon temps rouler. The Orleans in the Ville with our made-from-scratch red beans, jambalaya, gumbo, po' boys, and made-fresh daily muffaladas, right here in Collierville. Eat, drink, and stay for dessert like our homemade bread pudding with warm bourbon sauce. Monday through Friday, meat and two with homemade veggies, so good you'll bring your mom and them. Brunch every Saturday and Sunday. Right here, the Orleans in the Ville, 336 New Byhalia Road. Where great food, live music, and endless fun meet.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Humdinger's Corporate Catering. Enjoy tacos made with crunchy slaw, grilled fish, and chicken, and the best taco sauce in town. Find out more, call Jenny Nash at 901-606-3172.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! This game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight?
This is for all the biggest first.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that?
Crunch time between the hedges.
The ball game is over, and Memphis has its first win in 16 tries, its first win ever against its fierce in-state rival Tennessee.
It's obviously crunch time.
Do up,
up.
Hammer, nail, coffin. This baby is over.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com, it's your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies. Well, Brett, what I learned today, 2 days in the book at the Masters, and right now Rory McIlroy with a significant lead, 12 under. He birdied 18.
Sure.
How about that?
Matt Berry may be right.
Wow, he really might be. That is 4 birdies to end the round for Rory McIlroy. That makes it 6 on the last 7 holes that Rory McIlroy birdied in his second round. So he is at 12 under. Next closest, Sam Burns and Patrick Reed at 6 under. So yeah, Rory might be able to run away and hide and win back-to-back Masters. Just
we know the jacket fits.
Well, certainly. They got the size and they got the match exactly right. So a 67 yesterday, another incredible round today. So he's in a really good spot going into the weekend.
He's in a league of his own. Incredible. What I learned this round, it's one of the all-timers by all-time player, but also rare that Augusta National can let the golf course almost get out of control, but it did yesterday on 15, very well described by Eddie Murphy. But what happened yesterday, and some of the other hole locations caused adjustments for today because they don't want it going full Shinnecock or Olympic like the USGA sometimes let courses go.
Well, Brett, I didn't know I was going to be doing golf for both what I learned and what I could have done without, and that's because Akshay Bhatia, what a roller coaster of a finish for him.
But your friends are here for you.
Yeah, well, that's great, but
yeah, sure.
I had Akshay Bhatia in a parlay just to make the cut. Just to make the cut.
That makes it even worse.
On 17, he holes out. That puts him on the right side of the cut line. On 18, double bogey. Akshay, gotta be better than that, bud.
Our picks are funsies. That pick was cash.
It was cash. Well, it was cash. I think it was actually a free bet, so it wasn't technically cash. But
Even
it would have been
better.
cash if it had won.
Yeah, on a free bet, you got to take a flyer, don't you?
You got to.
You don't want anything safe.
No, so it was parlay. It was for a lot of money, but him losing, I think, was the only leg that lost. So
I could do without this, and on Sunday we'll just make it in. Make this season in. Make this 3-year nightmare in for the Grizzlies tonight against the Jazz. Sunday at Houston. Lose both games. Make it end. Make it stop.
Well, tonight is the one everyone's
Go
going to be
away,
watching.
Grizzlies year.
This might be the one you aren't able to lose against the Utah Jazz. Where are you beaming tonight?
All weekend. Best event in all of sports the weekend at the Masters at Augusta National Golf Club. And on Sunday, on that introduction from Jim Nantz, when he goes on camera and says, "Welcome to the Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia, the Masters" on CBS.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun all weekend for the Masters. But I'm embarrassed to say it, I really can't wait for Jazz and Grizzlies tonight. I mean, I talk about just a rough watch, but I am all in on it.
LSU and Oxford against Ole Miss. Everybody play nice down at LSU. Here's the deal. Just neither side mention Lane Kiffin and have a good weekend. Cardinals and Red Sox at Busch Stadium. Mets and A's, that was the 73 World Series. In Cleveland and Atlanta, that was the 95 World Series.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend. All the basketball, the baseball, even some UFL football. You've got the Masters. Going to be a fun weekend. But that's all the time we have. Enjoy your weekend. We're going to get you out there to that Ole Miss and LSU baseball game here in just a second. But have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again on Monday.